Hi, everybody, and welcome to the final game of the night for the B-Day Bash for Charity stream for JDRF International and the Barton Center for Diabetes Education.
Hey, Mayor.
Yes?
Your web captioner is coming through on me and Gonah.
I'll fix it while I keep talking. Anyway, hi, everybody. Technical issues aside, welcome as I just re-announce everything again. JDRF International and the Barton Center for Diabetes Education. So basically, we're raising money for charity tonight, and this is our final game with Hellblock Tango. Goat, would you like to quickly take over and explain what we'll be doing tonight?
Okay, so once upon a time, I volunteered to run a game for Mayor and Alex for their joint B-Day celebration, and we all got in a chat, and I said, hey, how about y'all just pick anything you want to out of the monster manual, CR 24 and up, and that's your character. And now, tonight, we're going to highlight. It ended up being a bit more specific, but tonight we're going to highlight some of the fiendish creatures, most of which are in the monster manual. Two are they're in the lore, but they haven't been updated to 5e yet, so they're going to be some unique creations of mine. And we're just going to see what happens when a bunch of demons and demon lords and archdevils get together for unknown reasons. Do we have our incentive things in the chat?
Dope. The incentive for tonight is !Tango.
I love it.
Yep, !Tango. Gonah, I messaged you, so if you can do that for me, that'd be great. Do you want to explain our incentives?
Well. Sure, I can. So for $5, you can choose a player or me to get an advantage. We'll re-roll for those not familiar with 5e mechanics. For $30, you give advantage to all players and me. For $50, either myself or one of the players, you get to specify, gets to summon a minion, because while they're playing archdevils and demon lords, I'm playing gods. Multiple. It's fine. For $70, the antagonist, in which case me, gets to do a big thing. That depends on who I'm facing at the moment, and we'll figure out what that's going to look like. But it's going to be big and nasty and scary for the demons and the devils. And then for $100, we shift planes. As you know, many of these beings have homes on the various outer planes, and we might just be traveling through a few of those. So if you want to really shake things up and put us in a new layer, donate $100, and we'll let the dice decide what happens.
Everyone else gets another advantage.
All right. Oh, I'm included in everyone. I'm not used to that.
That's correct.
All right. Mayor, do you need me to expire and redo my web captioner?
You are good.
Oh, okay, neat. Dope. If that's the case, does anyone else have anything before we go ahead and get started?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. Princes, queens, empresses, emperors, kings, gods, in some cases, however you like to refer to yourselves. Usually, you spend your days scheming against one another, scheming against other beings, indulging in the Great Blood War. That's great music for that exact intro. Today, however...
Blood War, yay!
In the Blood War. Today, however, a certain Arcanoloth is made a certain pact and is ascending to becoming an Outroloth. This is kind of an auspicious day in the Underplanes, and Yugoloths are kind of neutral between all of you, and so you all got invited. You've done deals with this particular Arcanoloth from time to time. And it's sort of just a celebration, a get-together. No violence has actually been a rule established by arcane contract. So, if anyone violates that, it's going to be a big problem if you're trying to gain troops to augment your own forces in wars in the future. Everyone should be careful about that. And with that, our first few guests arrived to this Yugoloth christening. You know what? We're just going to say that somehow Juiblex is first. And why don't you introduce yourself?
It'd technically be an anti-christening. Anyway. Juiblex, the Faceless Lord, the Slime Lord, Father of Slime, Patron of Pestilence, the Fetid Prince, Indescribable Darkness, He Who Slithers, Glistener, the Unspeakable, the Unnameable One, the Formless One, the Oozing Hunger, Slick of Foulest Horrors, Demon Lord of Ooze, and the less favorable Lord of Nothing. Yeah, Juiblex. Juiblex is a massive, I think huge ooze. Huge ooze fiend. Just this conglomerating mass of greens and browns and blacks with like bits of teeth and eyes all just kind of appearing and disappearing into the acidic form of them. It kind of sloughs into the room, like almost like a gloopy slinky, and just kind of splats against one of the far walls.
Okay. You don't recognize just a terrible number of people. A lot of these are like, lesser loths, battle loths, and whatnot. So they're quite a bit below your caliber, and they're staying far away from you. However, your Arcana Loth friend, Juby, baby, it's so good to see you. How are you doing?
Oh, things are things, just hanging out, dealing with oozes and slimes and the extant form of life that exists where I do.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for coming out today. It means the underworld to me.
Yes, all of them. Yeah, no, how could I not? And, hey, did you invite Zuggtmoy?
Well, I mean, Zuggy and me have had contracts in the past. It's nothing personal. You don't have to stay the whole time.
Oh no, I don't have a problem with her. She has a problem with me. Roommate issue. We have that thing where, like, at one point she tried putting that piece of tape down the center of our realm, and she was like, "This house is yours. This house is mine." It just.
I remember.
Like it's all slime and mushrooms.
She tried to say that one of your puddings got caught on half her side, so she tried to become the Lord of Puddings for a while. It was a whole thing.
She got mushrooms in my ooze, and I got ooze in her mushrooms, and it was just, let's, I was like, well, let's do something with this, and she's like, no.
It's terrible, terrible.
It's fine. It's fine.
About this time, Zuggtmoy.
Go check chat, by the way.
Make your way in. Oh, I saw. We'll
Okay.
get there in a second.
Okay.
I figure I should introduce the characters.
Okay, that's fair.
Before...
I just want to make sure you're aware.
God, I'm making sure that Juiblex has first left. I believe it's like the 216th layer of the abyss or some nonsense like that.
222nd.
22nd. Okay, that's an Alex mistake. All right.
You don't even know where we live, Alex?
No, I don't. I've had a day. You know what? Anyway, having made sure that Juiblex first left this layer of the abyss, I decided to go out and join this party because surely someone as high class as this Arcanoloth would never invite that fetid piece of shit. And yet, here we are. I come in looking as resplendent as a demon queen of mushrooms could possibly look. I've got this large sort of train made of fungi and lichen. I've got like a sort of royal escort of people who may or may not have their have their agency about them. It's it's about what you would expect. And I'm pretty sure I'm like 12 feet tall or something like that, so real large.
Wonderful, wonderful. You do see the Arcanoloth and Juiblex in question already as you enter.
I side-eye real hard, but try to find something else to occupy my time. Is there food?
You, Alex, probably would not call it food, but you, Zuggtmoy, or Zuggtmoy, and you, Juiblex, you two probably would.
I will go by to each individual place of food and just lightly tap a finger on each one, just leaving little spores in each one, to grow some more of my little babies.
What's your passive perception?
Oh dear, massive perception, 21.
You do see the Arcanoloth kind of like motion a finger, and several other lesser loths come and like rotate out the food that you're touching. They don't do it immediately after you touch it, but pretty soon.
I don't care. That food is going to end up somewhere, and so will the spores, and that's really all I care about.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, our realm is literally described as raining filth every few hours. Yeah, it's fine. Food is a loose definition.
Yeah.
We can only go up from here, so Graz'zt. You find your way in.
Oh, hello everyone. The party has finally arrived. It is I, the Prince of Pain and Pleasure. Don't you love it when those two things come mixed together? And we see a absolutely chiseled, absolutely cut individual wearing little more than a loincloth made of diamonds and rubies and phasorous crystals. It shows their body in all of its glory, all of the pain and pleasure it wants to inflict. Graz'zt, of course, is the Lord of the Abyss, or fancies themselves as that. The Dark Prince, the Master Tactician, patron of tyrants, of despots, and all those who would rule by force. And how many of y'all can say you rule over 3 layers of the Abyss? All right, everyone. Point me towards the life of the party. Oh, wait. It's me.
It sure is, Graz'zt! I'm so glad you're here. You normally don't come early.
I don't, but I thought this party could use a little bit of a hand, and I was so kind as to bring a second one as well.
Well, if anyone's up for the job, it's you. Make yourself at home. There's some rooms in the back. It's perfect.
I already have.
Wonderful, wonderful. And then our last Abyssal Lord, Shaktari. This is where you find the opportunity to slither in.
Quite literally. Shaktari is a very large, you can say size category huge, Merilith, lower half of a snake, with, instead of the normal 6 arms, 8. With several large weapons strapped to my sides, black skin, a red corset and horns, and glowing orange eyes. Queen of the Meriliths, because anyone who's trying to compensate for titles is obviously not as good as they think they are. I enter, look around, nod.
Sorry, bring it in, the best hugs in all the Abyss.
Don't touch me.
One day, I know those hugs are good, I'm gonna get one.
Has everyone arrived yet?
It looks like all of the demons, yeah, you all have arrived. Now that the 4 of you are here, just so you know, you all agreed, no violence here. A few archdevils are coming. They're good friends of mine. Behave.
Mm-hmm.
I gave them the same speech already. They're easier to find because their home aren't infinite layers.
Fine.
You sure picked one hell of a guest list. Are you sure wizardry is your specialty?
It most certainly is.
I'm just
Don't worry. It's a good time.
I just hope this party is quick and painful.
Who would I be if it wasn't, eh? And on that note, Zariel, you make your way into this scene.
I do indeed. Hello, everyone. Oh, well, isn't this just a motley crew? And you see she has horns, 3 of them, just kind of back across her head, almost looking like braids in how twisted they are. Armor that looks scorched and battle-worn, almost as if it was someone else's a long time ago, but has clearly been hers for an extensive amount of time. Moving down, she's just fully armored from head to toe, and then when you get to her feet, they seem almost cloven, and you're not sure if it's the boots or not. There's like a fire sparking behind her eyes, and she's just glaring at everyone.
I knew it was getting hotter in here. You always bring the fires of Avernus wherever you go. Come on in.
Well, I try.
Good to
It's
have
good
you,
to see
Zari.
you.
Good to have you.
Mm-hmm. You couldn't have found any more appropriate guests for this occasion?
Well, I'm sort of becoming one of the lords of the low lives. I figured I'd have the rest of y'all here with me. And with that, the Empress herself, Glasya.
As Glasya walks in, you can see that she is on her phone. It's an iPhone. That's all they have down in hell. But she's talking on her... Tad, I don't even want to be here. It's gonna be like a bunch of old people. Like, they don't even know what a TikTok is. I shouldn't have to go to this part. Hi. And she offers her hand to you. I'm Glasya. How are you doing?
Lassie, I appreciate you coming. We don't know each other as well. I mostly work with your father, but I know he can't really leave, so I appreciate you coming here on his behalf.
Yeah, no problem. I always love being my daddy's little lapdog. And she
No one here thinks of you like that. You're doing good work on the 7th layer.
Yeah, because it's so great being ruler of Malbaj. Everyone's always like, I'd hate to go to hell in Malbaj. No one even knows about it. Whatever.
Well, to be fair, I think everyone says they'd hate to go to hell, and they kind of stop. I don't know that they usually talk about the layers. Here we talk about the layers. We love 7. 7 is perfect. It's great.
I mean, thanks or whatever, but... Yeah, I don't... Who else is even here? Like, what is that thing? And she points specifically at Juiblex. What? Like, are you just letting in decor? This isn't even...
Juby's done big things in the wars. Big things. Don't underestimate them.
Oh boy,
Really
war.
dissolving the wall he's attached to.
Yeah, he's doing great work. I can tell. And she just kind of like saunters over towards a punch bowl and like sticks her nose up at the mushroom that's floating in it. What the fuck?
Oh, and now we're babysitting too.
Oh, please, I am not babysitting that. If she dies, we're doing everybody a favor.
Look,
No.
I should technically get charity work for this. I'm visiting an old folks' home, so...
You know, Shaktari, I never thought I'd say this about a demon, but I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I like her.
Well,
See,
you would.
the bonds of
You would,
friendship
Portabella.
already forming.
Is it 'cause she's hot? Because you could do better.
Well, I mean, that's questionable.
Could I?
No, he could do better because you're the baddest.
Mm-hmm.
The Arcanoloth just kind of motions at you all and then walks up like, I'll be back.
Can anyone else not stand his voice?
I mean,
just-
it's kind of weird that like the person doing all of this has like the Jewish accent, but I didn't think it was appropriate to mention.
I mean, yeah.
Now that you brought it up.
I was just here to make an appearance, and I did not expect. Like, can
And
we
that
go
was
yet?
And
Has it
that
been an
was the
hour?
appearance you went with?
Yeah, it's the only one I have. You decided to arrive at all. That was a choice.
It really wasn't. Daddy was gonna turn off my phone if I didn't come.
Oh no, 7th layer of hell problems. Single tear.
Zariel has picked up whatever the equivalent of popcorn is and is just kind of standing there.
There's
Jesus.
mushrooms in that.
No, that's a fresh bowl. They've changed out most of the things now. It's these odd like skulls that you don't really recognize what they're from. They don't look like humans or any of the mortal races, but they're delicious.
It's just like squirrel skulls. What do you say?
Maybe. I can't remember the race that they are. There's something that lives in Isgard, but whatever. That's not important. What's important is that as this kind of very awkward tension is hanging in the room, and it's kind of like, well, wonder what happens next. How long do you have to stay? Kind of questions. You feel a ripple. It's vague, but you know exactly what it is. It's planar magic. It's plane shift. Is it gate? No, you're not being pulled individually. No, the whole plane is changing. Is this? Did the Arcanoloths do this? What's happening? And as the vaporous, boiling hot air of Hades begins to fade, you suddenly find yourself in this cold blackness. The ground beneath you is metallic in nature. It's strange. And as you look around, as you get a sense for it, because all of you guys probably have ridiculous passive perceptions, you notice that you can see cubes in the distance. This?
Gelatinous ones?
No, not unfortunately. All very metallic cubes. This is Acheron, the infinite battlefield. Which is strange because this is almost neutral plane zone, very far from home.
What the hell?
What did you all do?
Really, Zariel, this really stinks of Avernus right now.
Listen, if I was gonna do a plane
Harness
shift,
is so much better than this place.
I would have chosen a better plane than here.
As would I.
Honestly, I think this is still an improvement than the party.
I mean, that's like the smartest thing you've said so far.
Taking a nice sip of my wine.
It's eerily quiet. The distance, you hear this crash. Those of you who are able to travel through the plains, you know that the Acheron is made up of these giant floating dark steel cubes, and they're currently crashing into one another. You'd wager that you're on the second layer? But you're not sure.
Zariel, isn't this your downstairs neighbor? Is that how that works?
It's a few planes over.
Downstairs and across the street, perhaps.
So, who brought us here? Raise your generalized appendage.
As you look around,
Ew, Graz'zt, what the hell?
you don't see any of the lofts. You don't see the Arcana Loft friend. You don't see anyone.
It wasn't I, but now that our host is gone, perhaps we can get down to business. Perhaps fight, perhaps do something else that starts with the same letter. It's I'll leave it up to you.
That was not the generalized appendage I was talking about raising.
But I do
Fine.
like the way that he thinks, and she'll like light up her sword.
I don't know.
As you
But we're
do,
under no treaty now.
Exactly.
You can't just have like a sword fight here.
Yes, you can.
Yes, we can.
That is kind of the purpose of this place.
Literally.
more cubes crashing into each other.
Okay, so we're all going to kill each other then? Is that...
I have better things to do than kill you, like go home. I don't know about you, but I can go back home anytime I want.
I haven't been able to leave 222 since that moved in for a very long time. So I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I was gonna say Zuggtmoy's my ride, and
Wish I wasn't.
roomies. Shroomies. So I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Who has a passive perception that is 27 or higher?
I'll let you know in just a second. No, 22.
26.
I was promised carnal delights of some kind, and if I'm not gonna get them at a party, I demand we do something here.
Just find a corner, Jesus.
Graz'zt, as you make this proclamation, you hear this like slight ringing sound, and then not 30 feet in front of you, a bolt of lightning strikes the ground.
You
And
know,
out,
things they're so. Sorry.
you're
Someone
fine.
else trying to compensate for something?
out from
Exactly.
it steps this 20-foot tall, male-presenting humanoid. No shirt, huge battle axe, eyes of glowing thunder. You all know Cord when you see them. Caught you at last, and now you will all fall to my axe. I need everyone to roll initiative. Okay. Let's see. Zuggtmoy.
18 total.
All right. Let's see. Juiblex.
16.
Juiblex. Jeez, I can never get that right.
I think it's Juiblex.
16. Glasya.
17.
Okay. Graz'zt.
14.
Oof. All right. This is not a strong start from our fiendish friends, but that'll be all right. Zariel.
21.
That
There
makes
we
sense.
go. There we go. The one that's actually ready for battle.
Always.
Shaktari.
16.
Okay. Mare and I forget your real name. Derek, Marin Derek. Jeez. Y'all can, when it's y'all's turn, you can decide who's going first and whatnot. We'll just run it like that.
I have a +0 to Dex. I'm assuming that Mare is. Yeah.
Don't handle it however you
Oh
want.
yeah. I will go
yeah.
faster than the slug any day.
Sludge.
Slug.
Cord rolled a 20, so Cord's going first.
Well, Zariel got 21.
Yeah.
Cord got 26.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, rolled a 20. Okay.
Yeah, rolled a 20.
Out of athletics. Ugh.
Yeah, don't know for what foul purpose you all have gathered, but you are too obvious in your evil machinations. Today is the day you fall. Any last words? And he strikes the ground with his axe as he pulls it off of his back.
We're celebrating a party, you ridiculous himbo. Now, why don't you just go home?
The lies never cease from the mouths of evil. He charges in.
You should put on a
Graz'zt.
shirt.
He's going to attack the one he respects the most, which is the other shirtless, chiseled man. Let's see, Graz'zt. That's going to be... wow. God of Battle is not rolling super well. I'm assuming an 18 misses.
I think we see Graz'zt take just a hair of a step to the side while raking their eyes over the near perfection that is Cord. Now, tell me again why we can't just, I don't know, kiss and make up, fight later, then kiss again.
Well, he rolled an 18 3 times because of multi-attack. So you're saying this as he's like going on a fury of swings, desperately trying, and you're just sort of weaving out of the way and I guess caressing.
We all know you'd perform a little bit better if you got something off of your mind and perhaps onto your body.
Be back, you foul tempter. I will not sully myself with evil. He's going to step back, and then I need everyone to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Is this a magical effect?
Yeah, we're gonna say this.
Okay.
Most of you have some kind of advantage against magic.
Yeah.
Because, ridiculous challenge rating creatures. 22 or low, or sorry, 21 or lower. Anyone?
Nope. I got it. We're good.
Glasya, Graz'zt, that's lower.
21 on the die.
Oh, actually, no, sorry.
Or on the
I have
dot.
a plus. Yeah, I have a +7, so I got a 25.
Okay, cool. You did a 22 at least. Okay, so you two take, let's see, 15, 34 points of lightning damage. The rest of you take 17 lightning damage. If you're immune to lightning, this doesn't affect you. You thought you could stand in my way. The tide of my storm will break you all. Zariel.
Yes, so Zariel kind of holds her sword with both hands and says, "Oh, I've been waiting for this for quite some time." And will rush forward and take a giant two-handed swing with the long sword.
At the end of his turn, I'd like to cast Freedom of Movement on myself, please, as a legendary action.
I think we said you have legendary actions while you're in your lair. I think that's part of that deal.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
That is a dirty 20 to hit.
That does not hit.
Okay.
He brings the axe around and blocks your flaming weapon.
Then I will take one of my hands off the long sword and just reach out this like necrotic, gross, grasping hand towards him. That is a 33 to hit.
Oh, jeez, yep.
For a horrid touch, which does. Let's see. Oh shit. $55 points of necrotic damage. And if he is not immune, he is poisoned, blinded, and deafened. The blind and deafened is only if he's poisoned.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, Immaculate Body is immune to poison.
Okay, then it's just the necrotic damage.
Okay, all right. Wonderful. Anything else, Zarya?
Nope, that is it for me.
Zuggtmoy. Get your spores ready. What you doing?
All right. Well, first I'm going to assess the battlefield, and while I would have probably just watched if it were just Graz'zt and Cord, because that would be entertaining on a variety of levels. Now it seems like he's here to fight us all. I've been injured, and so I'm going to back up my 30 feet. And I'm not too concerned about friendly fire when I cast plant growth. I'll put this in such a radius where it is not like the edge of the plant growth comes like right up to where I am. I am not in that growth, even though I technically think I can move through it. But every foot movement in there costs 4 feet of movement.
Sure. How big is that range?
The range is 150 feet. This is a 100-foot radius.
Okay. So all of you, suddenly mushrooms begin growing. Is that any kind of save people make?
No, it's just the movement penalty. I just don't want to get in melee with this fucker.
Fair. So this giant mushroom forest, really mushrooms of all sizes, some skinny, some large, some very small but multitudinous, begin growing and kind of covering over your feet and making it hard to step. Even Juiblex is a little thrown off, as not all of these will melt to your acid. Of course, Zuggtmoy has definitely made spores that resist acid.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Nope, that'll be it. I'll watch from the sidelines.
Okay. That is going to bring us to Glasya.
Sir, I think you're confused. And she's going to cast Confusion. So he has to make a spell save Charisma. No, I'm Charisma. So, shoot.
No. I think it's a Wisdom
save. Yeah.
It's 24 is your DC, right?
It's got to be 20. Spell save 26. So.
Jeez. Damn. Cord has some clarity of mind, and he resists your spell.
Gross. She just steps away.
It is difficult to maneuver as there are mushrooms everywhere. You kind of back into one and almost trip over a whole small grove of them that reach up and catch your shoe a bit.
Oh my god, why is it so gross whenever you guys are around? Keep this in your frickin' lane or whatever. She just keeps backing away as far as she can get, at least.
Sure. Juiblex and Shaktari. It's y'all's turn.
Go for it, Mare.
With a heavy sigh, I draw my weapons in 4 different arms. Am I able to make it within 50 feet to get up to this asshole?
What's your move speed?
50 feet.
So it's essentially halved because of the mushrooms.
Okay.
So he's about 30 feet away. So you can make it
it's
within
quartered.
5 feet of him.
It's quartered.
It's quartered.
It doesn't.
Jeez.
Doesn't matter because I have a 10-foot reach.
Well, if it's quartered, then you can only get 15-ish feet.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. I get it.
That's a really weird set of math that they did instead of just saying your speed is quartered.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
dumb.
Right.
Then I would just like to move forward as far as I can.
Sure.
And I'd like to try and attempt to cast Dominate Monster.
Okay, sure. What's that DC?
The DC is DC 23, and I'm checking the exact type of save right now, which
it's charisma.
Mother bitch. Wisdom.
Oh, it's wisdom. Okay. Let's see. With a 24.
Damn.
He's rolling pretty well on everything but his attacks. He shakes off. Your pathetic attempts at magic could never conquer me.
Just to roll my eyes at him.
Juiblex?
Self-absorbed prick.
Can I get within 60 feet? I don't know where exactly in relation.
Do you have any special kinds of movement?
Spider climb. I am literally just a massive ooze. If I
Right.
could just glob over this.
You know what? I'm going to say that A, you're used to Zuggtmoy's mushroom antics, and B, with Spider Climb, you can sort of like grossly slinky slime bound between the taller mushroom stalks, and you can move your normal feet.
Well done, Zuggtmoy. The Smurfs will never want for housing again. And yeah, I'll get within 60 feet, and then it kind of just like flattens out, and this like maw of mismatched teeth kind of appears, and then a big glob of ooze, almost like a mortar, just shoots out of it, and is going to try to land directly on Cord. So it's a DC 21 Dexterity saving throw.
Wow, he has a really high dex save and fails.
Yes.
Because he doesn't have a plus 20.
He is going to take 60 points of acid damage.
Jeez.
Is he wearing any armor?
No.
But he does have a metal weapon.
He does have a metal weapon.
That now has a -1 penalty to damage rolls. And
Does that affect magical weapons?
It says any metal weapon.
Oh, jeez. All right.
And
if you have
if I
sullied
hit him
my
with this-
axe.
If I hit it with him, yeah, I basically Nickelodeon slimed the god of athletics. If I get him with this 4 more times, the axe is gone.
Ooh.
Jeez. All right. Trying to hello this. Okay. Anything else? Juiblex?
No, that was a pretty hefty attack.
That was substantial.
Yeah, that is. I think that's it for that. Cool.
Okay, and that's gonna bring us around to Graz'zt.
Graz'zt is, I think, still standing kind of toe-to-toe with Cord, still kind of dancing.
About 10 feet off. He sort of jumped back a bit to do the big lightning thing.
Perfect. And I think we see Graz'zt step forward just a little bit and hold their hands out in front of them. And this large metallic object begins to manifest in front of them. And it's covered in all of these small bits of mirrors. And then we hear this shattering sound. And what's left behind, held in Graz'zt's strong and powerful hands, is a huge great sword that kind of looks like a snake made of sorrow. And Graz'zt once again looks to Cord. We could change our activities at any time. I'll just give you a taste of what I can do. And Graz'zt will swing twice with the great sword.
Gross. Yeah, sure, go for it.
Which has a 10-foot reach, so I'm well within being able to get a handle on.
Brag much?
We've got a 22 to hit.
22 will miss.
And an 18 to hit.
Ooh, misses again. The slime hitting into Cord's back and getting slide on his axe. He sees your greatsword coming and parries it out of the way with the pommel of his axe. As you bring it around, blocks it again by shifting his weight. He's the god of battle for a reason. Right. That brings us around to the top. Suddenly, the cubes begin to get closer to one another. Much closer. In fact, it looks like they're about to collide in and just destroy all of you when they stop. But in between them, lightning starts arcing. I need everyone to make either a dexterity or a constitution saving roll. Let me know which one you're making.
Constitution. And
Also Constitution.
That is
Okay.
Dex 26.
31.
31. Glasya?
Come back to me.
Okay, that's fine. Weird stat. No.
22.
Zariel. 22, okay. Zariel.
On 19.
Whoa. Graz'zt?
Con 23.
Okay. Zuggtmoy.
On 25.
Okay. Shaktari.
Dex 26.
Okay. So I believe Zariel and Glasya got below 23s. And both of you were con?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The rest of you try to move out of the way. You two don't quite think you can maneuver right, so you try to brace and take the hit as best you can, channeling lightning through your bodies. However, as it makes contact with you, it's overwhelming the amount of power this being seems to be able to command. And you two end up taking... 34, that's 73 points of lightning damage. The rest of you manage to evade and do not take any. That is going to make it...
I also...
Oh.
Sorry, I meant to mention at the beginning of my turn, I also have regeneration, so I got 20 hit points back.
Wonderful.
Everyone has another advantage, please. So you should have a total of 4 so far.
Thank you.
You know what? And Cord's about to make use of a few of those.
No.
He reaches up and grabs Juiblex. I need you to make a acrobatics or athletics roll to avoid the grapple.
You want an ooze to make something physical?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, no, actually, I have a +7 to strength. Oh, that's going to be an advantage. That's a fucking 1. Hey, that's better. 22?
He also rolled an advantage because he also got a 1. He, however, only got a 19. So you do manage to evade as he grips up at you. However, as he's grabbing, he brings the axe and almost like he's trying to shave his back with the axe, brings it up very quickly, narrowly missing his own head. That's gonna be a an 18. I'm sorry, 15 versus your AC.
AC is 18. Can he be poisoned at all? Or is he immune to it?
He is immune to poison.
Okay, then yeah, we're all good.
Well, he misses because it was a 15. I misspoke.
Yeah.
He brings it up, and then he's going to turn and throw himself at Graz'zt. Juiblex facing first. So, Juiblex, either you can move or you don't. Graz'zt, you can either make a strength, acrobatics, athletics, or dexterity test, however you'd like to do that. Jeez.
Is he moving past in the sense that I can do an opportunity attack?
No, he's moving with you. Like, he's trying to take you and, throw you into Graz'zt. Because you're on him, aren't you?
No, eject slime is ejecting. Slime. That was at a 60-foot. Yeah, I spit.
Oh, I thought
I hocked a loogie on him.
And you told me to get
yourself
around.
onto him. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
then
no,
he's not going to
From
try
afar,
to...
Nickelodeon slimed him. Yes.
Sure. He's not going to try to grab you then. That wouldn't make any
Okay.
sense. He does not have 60-foot arms.
I apologize. I didn't say the name of the thing, which would have been a much better descriptor. That is on me.
That's fine. I thought you were just yeeting your soul at him. My bad. Okay, so we'll rewind that a little bit. Graz'zt, he's attacking, swinging the axe wildly at you. He seems to be entering into some kind of fury. Geez, 15? I think we established that doesn't hit you.
We keep dancing with one another.
Keep dancing indeed. 25.
I guess you were gonna hit one of these days.
You let him hit. And a 19?
Not quite.
Okay, not quite. Okay, so he only hits you once. Jeez, that is 3 attacks. So you're gonna take 14, 9, 23, 30 magical slashing damage, and then I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh. Dex save of 12 isn't going to do it, so I'll use an advantage to get a 13.
Oh, dope. Still not gonna do it, but I appreciate the moxie. As lightning arcs off of the axe, arcing through you, you're going to take an additional 24 points of lightning damage.
Ooh, this is really getting me all shocked and scandalized. Why don't we go find a plane that's a little more private?
And with that, as he just does not respond to you, Zariel, it's your turn.
First I'll say, you're just starting to sound a little desperate, and I will launch out these wings that are like just made of ash and flame. And I will float. I'm not disengaging from Cord, but I'll just be kind of 5 feet above him.
Sure.
So that I am no longer in the land of the mushrooms.
The Mushroom Kingdom.
And I will strike out at him twice more. Well, actually, first I should see if that comes back. It doesn't. So I will strike out twice more with my longsword, which is also wreathed in flame. That is a 32 to hit on the first one.
Oh, gross.
Well, I'll roll the other one, and then I'll just roll a whole bunch of damage.
There.
That's a 27 on the second.
Those both hit.
Okay.
Wholly distracted by trying to get Graz'zt to go away permanently. And just does not notice your now flying self as you come in with your longsword and carve into him.
I'm using a dice roller because there's just too many dice.
That's fair. That's fair. Hey, that's half the fun.
Plus 16d8.
Good God.
Beautiful.
Like you do.
Like you do. Can I donate to myself to give myself a minion?
This is for charity. I don't see why not.
I was kidding. But I might.
80 points of damage.
Jeez. Okay, what kind?
Yes, let's see.
Just yes.
What kind?
It's
Yes.
Some kind of mix of slashing and fire. I imagine.
22 of it is magical slashing, the rest of it is fire.
Wow, okay. Burn, baby, burn. Yeah, okay. That's going to be a lot. Dope. At this point, I mean, it's a god. You're getting some good hits in, some things are happening, but all of you are kind of aware that this would be a tough fight, but you could probably take him, the 6 of you, until out of the forest of mushrooms begins to change a little bit. And some of the mushrooms sprout leaves and shift into trees. And out from there strides a tall elven man This elegantly shaped armor with this beautiful golden curving sword. I see it is time. You always need a hand, don't you, Cole? As Coralon appears. One god you guys probably could have handled. Probably. Two is a bit risky. Might need to start thinking about getting a home field advantage. And with that, it's Zuggtmoy's turn.
Okay, this is a long shot. I have two questions. One, are Cord and Coralon within 90 feet of me and 20 feet of each other?
Sure.
Okay. Second of all, can I use one of my advantages to give them disadvantage?
Sure.
Okay, sure. Then in that case, I would like to cast Entangle.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay.
Oh wait, no, this is only one creature. Then I would like to cast Entangle specifically on Cord. Because I think Ross would like the restraints in there. But anyway. Look, alright?
Getting along already.
There are many things to consider here. But yeah, that'll be a strength save, which he's probably going to pass. But I'll use one of my advantages to give him disadvantage on it. To hope that maybe that helps.
So he usually has advantage against magical effects. So this is gonna be a straight roll. So straight roll. Straight roll. What's the DC?
22.
Okay. Wow. What does this spell do as he gets up in that one?
All right. Let's see. He is restrained, and he will have to make a strength check against my DC with an action if he wants to get out. Otherwise, he's restrained.
So this strange sinuous moss shoots out of the various mushrooms and sort of begins to entwine through Cord's limbs. And he's not like bound, but he's certainly having a lot of trouble moving as he's pretty much held in place. Zuggtmoy, anything else?
With a free action, I would like to call out to Graz'zt. You're welcome.
Well, that's going to make it Glasya's turn.
So Glasya is going to reach out a hand, and she's going to try and cast Enthrall. So please make a wisdom save on Core.
Word, okay. Oh, geez. 17?
That doesn't make it in the slightest. So basically what's going to happen is he is now going to have disadvantage on wisdom, more specifically perception, but wisdom checks made to perceive any creature other than me until the spell ends, or until the target can no longer hear me. So basically he's just going to be focused on me.
Sure.
And it says you weave
fun.
a distracting sing
go
of
ahead.
words.
Okay.
And so she's like, so I understand there's something between you and Graz'zt, but like, who's the Legolas looking motherfucker? Like, what's going on here? I didn't even watch Lord of the Rings. Why are you... And she's just gonna like continue on in that vein.
Just for fun, because I know this works, but technically Cord is immune to charm.
So he would have advantage on it.
Okay. I didn't roll any better. What's your DC?
26.
Yeah, you rolled a 20.
Okay.
So this still happens.
Yeah, she's just telling him like what she thinks of his love life, and like the bondage thing is pretty gross too. And yeah, that's her turn. Of course she does.
As you begin to utter these whispers, and as Horde begins to become entangled, you all feel that energy again. Something is changing. So we plane shift. Where are we going? Where are we going?
Where are we going?
Oh, I rolled a 20. For those of you who don't know, there aren't 20 planes. There are only 16. So this means we're going to be in 2 at the same time. Because I am a sucker for pain. Okay,
I saw
so
that, Graz'zt.
half of your world kind of stays this bleak darkness, and you can still see the cubes, you can still see these other things. The other half, however, begins to look like this grand throne room. Utter power, but in the most gothic and dark sense possible. Zariel, you'd recognize this. The rest of you might have some guesses, but Glasya, this is home. You are on the 7th half of this area is now in the 7th layer of the 9 hells. So, while we are here, you have your legendary actions. And on the 20 count, which I'll let you know when it is, you can use a layer action.
I was gonna ask, did that plane shift happen during my turn or right after? Because, like, I did have movements.
It happened during, so you can still move if you like.
She's gonna... Yay! And she's gonna, like, just flounce up and go sit on Daddy's throne.
Zuggtmoy, you're a mushroom. Did you want to tell us all that the princess is in this castle?
Well, I thought that was obvious, but just for you, Juiblex, because it seems you need to be told. Yes, she is.
Juiblex and Shaktari, it's your turn.
Are either of these assholes in... Can I get to either of these assholes?
Now that part of the plane isn't covered in a mushroom forest, it is instead this weird, dark stone building, you can get to Coralon.
I would like to get up to Coralon. I look very bored as I wave my swords around, and I would just like to straight up attack him. I rolled a 17, which I'm going to use one of my advantages to reroll.
Sure.
Which is
which attack are you using? Because you have a few options there.
Oh, I'm going Abyssal Forged Armament, so I'm doing with 4 attacks.
Okay, so you're doing your multi-attack.
I'm doing my multi-attack. All my weapons are wreathed in poison.
Yeah, they're super gross.
They're really nasty. I think they look great, and anyone who thinks otherwise is wrong, but whatever. Can't account for taste, apparently.
Fair.
So I got a 24, 2 30s, and a 34.
Jeez. All 4 of those hit.
Because I don't want to slow things down, I'm going to just use the average.
That's fine. What is that save for the poison?
You're welcome. So first of all, slashing damage 96, DC 22 con, and I ignore immunity.
Poison. Yep, you do. Wow, and I have 1 advantage left. I have 1 advantage left. Don't let Coralon die in the first turn. There's a Constitution?
Constitution.
Alright, yeah, he fails.
How many of them?
Alright, he has to roll for each.
Yep.
Jeez, I only have 1 advantage. 2. Only 2. 3. He fails 3 of them.
Alright, so he's going to take 12 d10 poison damage.
Good God. I wrote this block. I wrote this block.
You did write this block.
Here for it.
And also he'll take half for that last set. So you just want me to roll 14 d10?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
That'll work.
81 poison damage and poisoned for 3 rounds. I don't know if those stack, but
They don't stack, they're individual. But probably should specify that. Geez, okay.
please
so,
just die and make this easy on yourself.
this whirling merilith, blades going every direction. Graz'zt, even you, who's a bit more used to weaponry combat, Zariel and Glasya to a lesser extent, not sure you could keep up with this absolute tornado of steel that's happening in front of you. Rips into Coralon before they even raise their blade. Juiblex, follow that.
Love to. Juiblex is going to do. First of all, I am going to roll to see if I recharge my eject slime. That's 4. I do not. So I'm going to do 3 acid lash attacks. Don't worry, Goat. It's coming up next. I'm going to do 3 acid lash attacks against Coralon. So that was. I did use 1 advantage. So that is a 30, a 30, and a 31.
Holy shit. Yeah.
And then that's going to be 12d6 plus 21. So let me go ahead and roll that. So the 12d6, thanks Google, is 40, so 61 points of acid damage. Does that knock Coralon down?
No.
Okay.
Does it knock him prone or does it kill him? Which one are you asking?
Does it? I'm asking if it kills him, because if it kills him, I begin to consume him.
Dear God. No. Thankfully, deities have a good pool of hit points. But
okay. I am beginning to consume him. Just just
you're doing your best.
Yep, I sure am.
Making gelatinous cubes everywhere, proud of their dad, mom.
And he's already poisoned, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, if he ever does anything about that, he's
immune to your poison, technically.
Fine.
Yeah, Shaktari has some things.
Shaktari's all fancy. All right, yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. Dope. Graz'zt, it's your turn.
How far away is Cord from me currently?
Oh, right next to you when all of these vines, mossy things wreathed him.
Oh, he's still tied up?
Excellent.
Oh, yeah, it hadn't been his turn yet. He hasn't had a chance to break free.
I didn't know if they came with him.
Yeah, no, half of the plane is still in Acheron, half of the plane is in the Hells. Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah. Go for it, sorry.
Graz'zt kind of like flicks his blade to the side, the snaky Levin sword glinting in this new hell light that is just really gracing all of us now. And we'll call out to Zuggtmoy. I could not have created a more beautiful binding. Thank you. And then we'll once again go to try and slash at Cord twice.
Yeah, sure. You have advantage on these.
Excellent. So 28 to hit.
20 will miss.
28 misses?
So okay, 20, right? 20.
28.
Oh. I apologize. 28 smacks him.
And then a 23.
23 does miss.
And I'll use an advantage. Thank you, everyone. Ooh, for a 31.
Jeez. Yep.
And Graz'zt will just whisper, get as close to Cord's ear as possible, and whisper, "You gave me some, and now it's my turn to return the favor." And we'll do 40 points of slashing damage and 28 points of acid damage.
Jeez. You know, aesthetics aside, giving seeks consent. Graz'zt's doing a great job in my book. That brings us back to Cord's turn. He's going to try to break free because he desperately wants to not be here. 25 strength test, Zuggtmoy.
I'll do it, yep.
Okay. A bit just by natural brutish strength and a bit by wanting to be as far away from Graz'zt as possible, rips out of the vines and takes a step back. He's still in your threat range because you have a 10-foot reach. Levels the axe and takes the stance wide back and just begins to spin. Graz'zt. Wow, okay. So he got 5 attacks. One of them was above a 23. Does a 28 hit? Graz'zt?
Yes. Oh, sorry. I have a
You're good.
20 AC.
Okay. Well, the rest of them were like 19s because my die doesn't want to deal y'all damage. So on that, I do need you to make a strength saving throw as you also take 31 points of magical slashing damage.
Graz'zt will choose to succeed on the throw instead, rolling a total of a 8.
Fair. Please mark that off. Okay. Cord seems to pull back. It looks like there was another part to this move, but since no one is prone, doesn't happen. It is about to be Zariel's turn. Glasya, do you want to use any of your legendary actions? That you get to use those at the end of anyone's turn. You don't have to, just making sure the option's there. I think you are muted still. You are still muted.
No, Gonah.
Gonah.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know when I muted that. I mean, you guys read the captions. No, legendary action, gaze right through. Basically just casting any one of my charm or fear effect spells. And on Core, since he is already enthralled, she is going to cast command. So if you would please make a wisdom saving throw, and it's with disadvantage.
Well, okay, he normally has advantage on against magic, so it would be a straight roll, so I'm going to use what I rolled first, which is a 16.
I think it'd be pretty great if you did the WAP dance.
She's recording.
Cord is going to make a knowledge test to see if he knows how to make it drop from the top. And why did Cord just get a nat 20? Okay.
He's a himbo. We established this.
Yeah,
Yes. Jack Black-esque style. With about that level of grace, because fighter, not necessarily dancer. And Graz'zt, you don't hear this command. But suddenly, Cord rips out of the vines, does this massive arcing spinning attack with his axe, tries to knock you over, is ready for a secondary strike, when suddenly, like, blinks a little bit, and you all, for a split second, you swear his eyes glass over for just a second. As he sort of stands up straight, steps forward, kicks high in the air, drops down, rolls over, does some pelvic thrusting motions, and you're not hearing music, but he's like humming to himself as he's going. So that's happening. Zariel, your turn.
Great. Okay, so I see that happen, and I'm just kind of like, I don't even know what to do with that, and I will focus instead on Coralon, and just extend a finger and just say, I think we had enough to deal with before you arrived, and I will cast Finger of Death at him. So I need a con save DC something. Where's my DC?
I think it's 26.
I think it is.
Your
26.
DC, so your DC is usually listed at the beginning of the
Yeah, it's
spells.
26.
Okay, well, advantage versus magical effects. Wow. The 25.
Oh. Cool. Okay. So let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay, this is not that bad. 36 plus 30, so 66 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. I don't know who I feel for. Corlon just getting absolutely wrecked, or Cord doing a lap dance. Okay. Now it's Corlon's turn. He's being swarmed and very hurt. He'll bring his sword to bear, and he begins moving in a strange motion. Those of you who've done a lot of battle with the elves of the material plane know that this is the foundation of the tradition known as blade singing. He's not singing himself, but there's almost a ringing sound coming from his sword as he moves back and forth, tapping it in specific places and various notes beginning to build in this crescendo of an attack. He's going to attack. Who is he attacking?
He's poisoned and has disadvantage on attack rolls.
He does, doesn't he? Cool.
For 3 rounds.
Cool. Thank you for a reminder. Shaktari's next to him. Zariel's next to him. Glasya's on the throne. Graz'zt next to him. Juiblex. You got close to him, right?
Within 10 feet.
I am not next to him. I am still next to Cord.
Right. Okay. That's what I meant. I'm sorry, Zariel. That's what I was trying to say in my head. Okay, so disadvantage. So you're not going to take that nat 20. He's going to miss instead. Okay, so that's that, and then disadvantage roll. Okay. 25 Juiblex.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Okay. And then a 15. Oh, good lord. Okay, the 25 hits. You feel this energy sort of ripple through you as you only take 12 points of slashing damage, but you take.
I'm assuming magical slashing damage.
Yes. Everything is magical. Let's just start there.
Sure.
You also take 16. Ooh, the last one's a good roll. 26, 35, 45 thunder damage. As this vibration ripples through you.
You made Jello vibrate. Congratulations.
But soon you will be nothing but slop on the floor.
I'm literally going to eat you.
Is he not already?
Now it's the Layer's turn. Glasya.
So each creature that I choose makes a DC 20 Dex saving throw. On a failed save, the target is restrained by Scourge. We'll get into that. So the two boys, the two whatever they are, gods or whatever, if they would make Dex saving throws, please.
Wow. Okay. Corlon gets a 14. Cord gets a 25.
Okay, so Kor's like too into the WAP dance to like even notice. He just keeps moving away from the tendrils without realizing it.
They try to reach down and he like rolls over to do the next move and then rolls over to do the next move.
Exactly. So Corlon is restrained by scourge-like tendrils, and he's going to be taking some piercing damage. So I don't know if he has like any stuff.
It's magical piercing damage, so it's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. It's only 10.
Okay. The restraint is the big part of that.
Oh, okay. Core does take half damage, so 5.
Okay. So as he's doing the splits, a few rip into his thighs. Wonderful. Marked,
So
marked.
Kor is not restrained, but Coraline is.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that is going to bring us. Well, okay. It would be Zuggtmoy's turn. However, surprisingly, with a little bit of luck, getting to a favorable layer, you all are doing quite well against these two deities. It's when you hear a little bit of laugh and a slight glint as a small gnomish figure jumps out from behind the throne. Most of you
Garl.
Most of you probably haven't interacted with this particular deity very often, but some of you have probably at least heard of Garl Glittergold, patron deity of gnomes.
Oh my god, there's a rat in here! Daddy!
You'll be paying for that quite soon. And Garl, let's see, Glasya, Graz'zt, and Zariel. I need the three of you to make charisma saving throws.
Oh no, not charisma. I'm gonna use one of my advantages.
That is a 36. I have a plus 18 to charisma.
Jeez, oh bezo. I only have a plus 10. 29.
Okay. All right. Graz'zt, what was yours?
23, and I used my last advantage.
Okay. The three of you get, for a split second, just a bit dizzy. The world kind of swirls for a second. Zariel and Glasya, fine. Graz'zt, however, I don't know if it's the mesmerizing motions of Cord's dance that is kind of
It
throwing
is.
you off balance, but something is affecting you. Right now, it's very difficult to tell who is who. Some magic takes hold in your mind. I'll let you know when you can save and whatnot and what that means on your turn. So now it is Zuggtmoy's turn.
All right. So I, like any good fungus, am an opportunist. How bad does Coraline look?
I mean, you certainly recognize that a beating is being laid down,
Mm-hmm.
but not terrible. Like, can't sustain this forever, but like,
But
not down yet.
okay, not on death's door. Sure.
Right.
Okay. When I can cast a spell at will, is that at the base level?
Yes.
Okay. That's definitely not worth it then.
Which spell is it?
A ray of sickness.
Mm-hmm. Against PCs, probably.
Yeah, alright. Let's see. You know what? Fuck it. Coraline is restrained, right?
Orlon is restrained.
Mm-hmm. Okay. In that case, is he within 30 feet?
Sure.
Okay. I am going to come up to him and position myself in such a way where he is between me and Garl, and I'm assuming that Graz'zt and Cord are taking care of each other. But I'm going to basically come up to the restrained Coraline, just like grab him by the throat and basically punch his face in with my 3 pseudopod attacks.
Okay. Go for it.
All right, and
You
these
have
are-
advantage on all of these rolls.
Right, let's go. All right, 24. Ooh, crit 33. And 26.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah, those all hit.
All right. So let's see. Shit, this is a lot. First one is 27 damage. That's 18 magical bludgeoning, 9 poison. Second is...
Poison doesn't seem to do anything.
All right, then second is 36 magical bludgeoning. And final is 10 magical bludgeoning.
Okay.
So I just like grab him by the throat. Just 1, 2, 3, and just like toss him back, teach you to shove your nose where it doesn't belong.
It sort of like goes taut against the scourge chains that are holding him and like brings him back up so he doesn't fall over, but certainly wasn't expecting to get punched in the face by a swarming mass of mushrooms. Anything else?
You never expect that.
At least not swarming massive. That is going to make it Glasya's turn.
So she's going to actually use her legendary action, Putty in her hands. Any creature under a charm or fear effect from Glasya is going to take 2d10 psychic damage, just straight. It's not even an attack roll.
Okay, go ahead and roll that. We'll say this is the end of Zuggtmoy's turn because that's legendary actions happen on other people's turns.
Oh, okay.
It's fine, but we could just say it happened at the end of Zuggtmoy's before yours.
In that, yeah, okay. What's 18 plus 8? 26. So 26 psychic damage. And
Okay.
Core will have disadvantage on their next saving throw versus that effect.
Okay, wonderful. Now it's your proper turn. What would you like to do?
So she is actually going to attack a little bit. Going to walk up to Coralon and do a multi-attack. So it's going to be this plus 16. 21 to hit.
21 does not hit.
Okay. Gonna try again.
Who are you attacking?
Oh, Coralon.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have advantage against Coralon right now.
Oh,
So
okay.
If you'd like to, yeah, because he's restrained.
Okay. In that case, 27.
27 hits.
Okay. So the first one is going to be 2d8 plus 8.
It'll actually be 48 because of the secondary ability. If you're using your Scourge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you rolled 6 above his AC.
Oh, no, I'm going to have to do math.
So it's 48.
Okay. In that case, it's 31.
Okay, gross. All right, so the first one, the Scourge, for those of you who don't know, is like a normal handle, and then some places call it like a cat knives, but it's this multi-stranded whip with these large metallic sharp protrusions along it. So not only does it smack in, but it pierces and rips, and it's just lovely if you're into that sort of thing.
It's super fun. Okay, so rolling again.
Advantage.
17, 20. Does a 20 hit?
20 does not.
Okay, second one's a miss then.
Okay.
And 32 or 18?
18 doesn't. 32
32
does.
does.
Yeah, and you get to roll 3 extra d8s, so I think that makes it 5 d8s.
5.
Jeez.
So 36 damage.
Okay. Coralon is displeased. Is that everything?
Yeah, that'll be it.
Okay. Cool. Let's see. That makes it Juiblex and Shaktari.
So, I've had 4 blades in my hand this entire time, and I remove another 4 to fill up. Might as well fill them all, right? And I am just a weaving mass of blades. I have rolled 26, 26, 16, 18, 17, 2 crits, and a 21.
Anything lower than a 21 misses.
Does 21 hit or does 21 miss?
21 hits. That's
so
the
1,
AC.
2, 3, 4, 5 of these 8 attacks hit.
So you're using your recharge ability, right?
The weaving weapons.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is gonna be
5 hits with 2 crits. Jeez.
yeah, so basically that is going to be, I'm just going to take the average. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yep.
147? Just a mix of piercing and slashing damage, and he needs to make 5 DC 22 con saving throws? DC 23, sorry.
Sure.
Nope, 22, I lied.
22, okay. That's a 20. That's a 22. That's a 26. That's a nat 20, 28. And that is a 16. You know what? Just for fun, we can say that the 2 failed ones are your crits. So double the poison.
Oh, so how many D10 is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 D10 for the crits.
Uh-huh.
8, and then 3 fails, so I'll just take 2 D10 off. So 8 plus 6 D10.
That sounds correct to me.
So 14 D10.
Yep.
75.
What happens when you make 8 arms?
Yeah.
That's 221 points of damage from Shaktari.
Yeah, 2.
Just in case, new people new here, whatnot. Shaktari is a Marlith, which is normally a 6-armed demon, but Shaktari is the Lord of Poisoners, and thus is an 8-armed Marlith, and uses a very special ability to attack with all 8 of their various weapons. There are hammers, there are spears, there are swords, there are axes. You even swear that at one point they're using just arrows, not even a bow, just stabbing him with arrows. And it's just this flurry of attacks coming in every direction. There is not a warrior alive that could hope to keep up with this level of carnage and chaos. And you did something. Jeez. Yeah, Corlon is not at this. He was. You rolled all those at advantage, right?
I did.
Okay, cool. He's been restrained with these chains. However, as he's taking on all of this pain, definitely slumping to his side a little bit, not quite able to keep himself straight in his bonds. Juiblex.
So, I recharged my eject slime. But I also, just to see what I would roll with advantage, also got 2 crits and a 31. So I think I am going to Acid Lash, because that is 75 points of acid damage against Corlon.
For all 3
And I'm also
hits?
going to regenerate 20 health points. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
As I am consuming this God of Elves.
There's some wear and tear on the armor now. There's some blood. There's sweat. There is heavy breaths coming from the father of elvenkind, the Fey Forger himself. Cool.
Tastes like Limbus bread.
Is that your whole turn?
That is. I will save my wrath for Garl Glittergold when he does some fucking bullshit as I expect him to.
Oh, you will. Graz'zt, it's your turn.
I believe there's something going on with me.
Oh, right. Thank you for reminding me that. You currently can't tell friend from foe. So Zariel is also trying to attack Cord, as far as I recall. So you can't tell.
It's like typical state of being, though.
Fair. It's especially bad right now.
Pain and pleasure, yeah.
It's especially bad right now. So I'm going to need you, whenever you make your attack roll, to also roll a d20 and tell me what you get.
Cool. What if instead I did something terrible for all of us, but also hilarious?
Yes.
I mean, isn't that this whole game?
Graz'zt is surveying the battlefield, is completely enamored by Cord, that body, that movement, those rippling pecs as they move through just all of the different pieces of that glorious dance. And in this moment, Graz'zt, their vision then like kind of fades to black, and all they see are these silhouettes. And I think they see the silhouette of Coralon taking this absolute punishment. And at first they start licking their lips, but then they think, that's someone I'm supposed to be punishing. Everyone, protect yourselves, so that later you have to protect yourself from me. And we'll go to cast Greater Invisibility. And we'll do it on Garl Glittergold.
Sure. Is there a save that can be made if the target isn't willing?
Ooh, would he not want to be invisible? Because
well, right off top, he doesn't know what you're doing.
It's bad.
And yeah, usually devils aren't doing things, or demons aren't helping deities.
It doesn't say that there's a save.
Okay, here's what I will do. Your creature
becomes invisible until the spell ends.
Sure. I'm going to roll a perception test, or an insight test, to see if he knows what the spell is before it gets cast. Nat 20. Yup, he's very aware of what greater invisibility looks like. No, he doesn't resist. If you want to give me that, I'm here for it. Gone.
Oh, I can give you lots of things.
Who else has true sight?
One or two of you, I think.
Yeah.
I think I do.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that your turn, Graz'zt?
I think so.
Okay. With that, there's a bright light in the sky. Even in the darkest pits of the hells, even in the absolute blackness of Acheron, a star begins to shine in the distance. And that's where we're going to take our break.
All right.
Hang out, everybody. We'll be back in like 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, something like that.
Go get some water, go get something to drink, something to eat, pet your pets. Be back here to see who's coming next. Who could it be?
Jeez, I don't know. Every
How
person
dare you make
wants
me
to
choose?
pick this person. All right, bye, y'all. Be back soon.
See you in a minute.
We are back.
Hello. All right, let's see. Jeez. Okay, so where we left off from this absolute slugfest y'all are having on Coralon and Cord, and making Garl Glittergold invisible for some reason. I'm trusting in the process here. A bright light illuminates the sky. There can be no question of who this is. All of you know, all of you probably to some degree hate God of Light, Pelor. So he descends down, this old man, long gray hair and beard, flowing blue robes accentuated with gold trim. This has gone on quite long enough. Dad brings out a staff and slams it into the ground. And as he does, the plane begins to shift again. The chains that Glasya had put fade away. The tune that she had stuck into Cord's head fades. The heat of the hells vanishes. The emptiness, thunderous echoes of Acheron fade. As a bright golden sunset begins to appear, and a fertile plain beneath you only some of you may have seen this before. Glasya, you may have heard of it from stories your dad tells. This looks like Celestia. As you all enter this plane, light washes through Corlon and Cord. And suddenly, those wounds don't seem as severe. Suddenly, this battle that looked very one-sided is starting to seem a bit more questionable. And that's going to bring us to Cord's turn. You fill my mind with such things. You have no honor. You will fall here. Consider it a blessing that your tomb will be the mighty fields of Celestia. And Cord charges at you, Glasya.
My guy, you already knew the song.
In charging, does he leave my threat range?
Does.
I will take a swing at him.
Sure.
You just
And
looking
so
for a
will
bucket
Graz.
and I'm up.
18.
Juiblex, you now have disadvantage on everything you do for the rest of the game.
That's fair.
Goat, you have an
Worth it.
ally incoming.
Who does?
You.
Oh shit, y'all aren't ready for this.
Who did that?
That's the opposite of a 90s like.
You know
beat
what? I'm
jam.
keeping their names silent.
Better go under some witness protection.
Is it Graham?
I'm not telling you.
It's right, if it's Graham.
First on buddies
It
stick
wasn't.
together.
Oh,
Shadow.
Okay, they just
outed
outed
themselves.
themselves in chat. It was Shadow.
Alright, Shadow, I knew I loved you. Okay, so not only as the light washes through all of the allies, making them whole, after it does that, it takes shape next to Coralon, because he seems to need the most help, as a planetar draws forth its sword, half cloud, half green humanoid with massive white feathery wings. Now we're going back to Cord's turn. Unfortunately, Graz'zt, your attack of opportunity misses. Zariel, I believe you were in melee range of Cord as well. Do you want to take an attack of opportunity?
Yeah, I did. It was an 18.
Oh, okay. Were you both 18? Or Graz'zt, did you
Mine
make
is
one?
worse.
Oh,
Mine is
jeez.
worse.
Jeez.
By just a lot.
Oof. F's in chat for Graz'zt's attack of opportunity. Okay, so Glasya, Cord is rolling better. Well, maybe. Okay, a little. That's going to be a 14, a 17, and a 26.
The 26 hits.
That's what I figured. Please make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no. Oh. Sorry, I'm using that digital roller. Oh, nat 20. Plus 7, which is 27.
Heck yeah. So you take 33 slashing damage, and then you'll take half of 16, 17, 27, 37, 47. Jeez, this is a good thing this was half. You'll take, was supposed to be 60 lightning damage, you'll take 30. So a total 63 damage. As he brings the axe forward, and he goes in for a chop, and you dodge, but he brings the pommel around and slams it into your shoulder, and brings the axe up, and you move out of the way just a bit, and it grazes past you, but even a grazing, glancing blow is something fierce and deadly to receive from Cord's axe. That's the end of Cord's turn. That's going to make it Zariel's turn.
Okay, so just to visualize, so Cord, Glasya, and the last place we saw Garl are all kind of clumped-ish.
Yes.
Okay. Zariel will look over in that direction and just say, "Where do you think you're going?" And then a fireball will erupt in that area.
Okay. Dexterity saving throws. What's the DC?
26.
They both have advantage. But Cord's failing. And so is Garl. Neat. Glasya, go ahead and make that dexterity saving throw as well, since you are definitely in range.
Okay.
Although I think you're immune to fire, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so
No.
you can...
Resistance.
Oh, okay.
19. I don't make it.
Okay. So you will take half damage. Or, yeah, half damage still. The other two are taking full damage. So what's that?
That is 33 points of fire damage.
Okay, so Glasya, you take 16. Not bad.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else, Zariel?
As I drop all of my dice on the ground.
Oof.
That is it. Oh, and I
Okay.
regenerate 20 points.
Gross. Okay, cool. The Layer's turn, as we are now in Paylor's lair. Light begins to just pour out of Paylor as if he's abandoning any sort of humanoid form and just becoming pure essence of his domain, and strikes out at everyone. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
Is this a magical effect?
Yes.
I'd like to use one of my legendary resistances, please, to succeed.
Okay.
I'm
Go
going to
for
do
it.
that as well because I rolled a 1.
Sure.
27 here.
Okay, you succeed.
25.
Okay, you succeed.
Okay.
Zuggtmoy.
27 for me.
Dope. Graz'zt.
18?
That's gonna be a no. So everyone who succeeds takes 35 points of radiant damage. Graz'zt takes 71.
What was it? 35?
Yes. As 8d20 radiant damage just rips through the field.
Ew.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast no in response to that and use another legendary resistance.
Fair. Take the 35 then. Yes, no. Alright, that's the end of the layers action. That's going to make it Coralon's turn. Coralon, now freed from his binds and a bit upset at a few of you, takes a sort of odd stance and almost a phantom of him charges forward towards you. Let's see. Shaktari and Juiblex, I need you. You know what, Zuggtmoy? You had just punched him in the face a few times. I need the three of you to make wisdom saving throws. This is not a magical effect.
$23.
26.
33.
All right, Zuggtmoy and Shaktari are fine. Well, half, but whatever. Juiblex, you swear he didn't move. You swear he took this odd stance, and then nothing happened. Your mind couldn't keep up with the speed at which Coralon Letharian tore into you all. Let's see. So that's going to be... That's to Shaktari and Zuggtmoy. Zuggtmoy. That's going to be 30 slashing damage. To Juiblex, that's going to be 60. And then I need Juiblex to make a charisma saving throw, and this is a magical effect.
Ooh. Not 20, thank God. Because the other one was a 4.
Okay. So, you are blind and deafened for 1 turn.
No, I'm not. I'm immune to those things.
Very fancy, very fancy, very fancy. Okay.
I ain't
I
got
mean,
no
when
real
you don't have
or
eyes
nothing.
or ears.
Yeah, I'm a goop.
Arlong's doing his best, okay? He's recovering from a rough few first rounds.
He's trying his best.
Trying his best. Zuggtmoy, speaking of things that are hitting you, it's your turn to hit them.
All right.
I will say, 4 deities, one of whom seems to be a very capable healer, and a planetar, is a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's for damn sure.
Hey, Goat. There was an accidental donation to my PayPal instead of the donation page, but we have another plane shift. Just letting you know.
Cool, well, at least this layer got to do something. Let's see where we're headed.
222. 222.
Alex, if we go to 222, we both get legendary
Yes.
actions.
We get to show
Oh.
everybody the power of teamwork.
Oh my god, they're working together.
Well, it's
Just competing.
It's not the
Competing
abyss.
cooperatively.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the abyss, and it's not hell either.
Oh, man.
But it's a lower plane, so got some helpful in that. Actually, you know what? No. That's not how we're gonna do this. Changing my mind. I'll roll between the 2 of them. We're going to the abyss. Let's see.
But
So I'm
where
gonna
though?
roll. Let's see. Between Graz'zt, Shaktari, Juiblex, and Zuggtmoy, I'm gonna roll to see whose layer we're going to. Shaktari. We are on one of the first layers of the abyss, if I'm not mistaken. So, still, it is Zuggtmoy's turn. Slightly more familiar terrain suddenly begins to spring up. This dark,
Dude,
sort of savanna-ish area of these large, tall, pale green grasses and fetid, acrid ponds kind of scatter the landscape.
Yeah. I'm gonna back away from this. This seems above my pay grade. I'll eat an attack of opportunity if I have to. But I'm gonna repeat turn 1. I'm gonna back up 30 feet and cast plant growth. Because I can do that 3 times.
Jeez. Okay, well, you are gonna get smacked because I'm assuming a 31 hits you.
Tragically it does.
Tragically, mushrooms don't have that high of an AC. 11, 14, 24 slashing damage.
Okay, not as bad as it could be.
No, the single attacks aren't too bad.
I will take my 30 feet of movement, step back again, call up another basically mushroom forest that comes like right up to where I am in terms of its extent. And I'm going to be slightly upset as I do this because I really wanted to cast the spell on Celestia.
Very sorry, Zuggtmoy.
And I'll end my turn.
Okay, all right. The mushrooms begin to grow again, familiar to you all now. Bit of messed up movement for everybody. Glasya, it's going to make it your turn.
Okay, so even though command was done, do I still have enthrall on Cord? Because like she
Oh,
can
he
hold multiple enchantments, so I
Right.
didn't know.
Right. He'll try to make a save against that. He fails, so no, Enthrall's still there.
Oh, okay, cool. So she's going to do Worming Whisper, and it says every creature Glasya chooses. Does that include things that are invisible to her if she chooses that creature? Like she
Does
knows It's
Does
there.
Does it give limitations on needing to be able to see them, hear them,
No,
or
it
no
does not.
specific location? As long
Every
as they are
creature
in
Glasya
range,
chooses
then.
within
as they're in
60
range.
feet. Okay.
Garwood Gold is within 60 feet.
Wisdom saving throws on everyone everyone within her range, even friends.
All of them. Okay, that's going to be Zariel, Graz'zt, Juiblex, Shaktari, everybody but Zuggtmoy, who just decided to move way back, is going to need to make this saving throw,
What was the
including
saving throw
my.
again? What was it?
It's wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
What's the DC?
DC 22.
2. Okay.
27.
25.
Wisdom?
Wisdom.
30.
Okay.
All the deities rolled higher than 24, so.
Oh, shoot. Okay. So we're going to play a game of truth or dare. And everyone gets truth. On a failed save. No. Oh, shoot. Shoot.
I think everybody succeeded.
Oh, shoot. Who did she hit? Coralon. He has disadvantage, so if you would please roll him a second time.
Happily. Wow, significantly worse. 12?
Okay. We're gonna play a game of truth or dare. There's currently a zone of truth. That really is only affecting him. How hot do you think Graz'zt is right now? So even though it is a zone of truth, he doesn't technically have to answer. So how does he respond?
How does Coralon Therian
This should be an easy one.
respond? I know you think it is, Graz'zt.
He doesn't have to respond.
Many
Yeah.
things are easy.
Jeez.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Wait.
wow.
I forgot my accessory.
Wow.
Oh, your accessory. Oh, jeez.
An infernal TikTok.
Okay, yeah. Coralon has become very stoic since his last big breakup with Lolth. So, which would have been so funny if one of y'all played Lolth. So, we're gonna say that he chooses not to answer.
Okay, so he's taking 7d10 plus 15. I will roll that for you really quickly.
Cool.
He's taking 63 psychic damage.
Gross. As he grips his head momentarily.
Stupid boomer says what? And she just like steps back.
Jeez. What? Okay, cool. That's gonna make it. We're back to Juiblex and Shaktari.
Is Coralon within my reach again?
Yeah.
I would like to, please just fuck him up.
You can certainly try. He seems to be, since that last motion he did, once he sort of regained visibility on where he was, he's moving a bit. Not a lot, but just a bit. Seems to be a bit more active in his defense.
I would still like to, shank him with 8 arms and 8 weapons.
Did that recharge?
Let me see.
Because you recharged on 6.
It doesn't have a recharge on my stat sheet. But I can roll to see if it recharges, if you'd like me to.
Yeah, it was definitely supposed to have
Okay,
like 6 recharge.
let me roll.
Dear God.
Nope. I will just attack with 4 of my arms then.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Sounds great.
31?
Yeah, that hits.
31, 17 does not hit.
Nope.
29?
That
28,
hits.
28?
That also hits.
I can't do math. What is 8 plus 15? I don't think that hits.
23?
23?
No.
Yeah.
Yep, 23.
23 does not hit.
And the last one won't hit. That's a 17. So it's 2.
Okay. The one that was one of the ones that missed. He seems to be weaving his weapon, sort of mimicking what you were doing in your last big attack. Not to the same extent, but he manages to deflect several of your attacks. The other ones do hit him, though. Go ahead and roll that damage.
It's going to be 48, and he needs to take 2 DC 22 con saving throws.
A 29.
Nope.
And a 24.
Okay, so he's going to take half.
He's not poisoned, finally.
Has it been 3 rounds since he last did it?
The heal
Okay,
that
perfect.
Paylor did. removed
Half of
conditions
30, half of 37.
Cool. So we're gonna say that's 18.
And then I would like to
All right.
lazily look over my shoulder. Take care of the planetar, please.
Okay, sure. We'll see what happens with that in just a second. Zariel, did we skip your turn this time?
I don't know, maybe.
I think we did, because I think I skipped the layer action too.
I'll take the layer
No, wait.
action.
Chord. No, this is just taking a really long time. Okay, cool. That's fine. That makes it Juiblex.
What was the thing Shaktari just said directed at Juiblex?
Nope.
Okay. Good, because you're not the boss of me. Juiblex is going to eject slime finally at fucking Garl Glittergold. He can see Garl because of True Sight, so Garl needs to make a DC 21 Dexterity saving throw.
You know, gnomes have really good dexterity. So when I gave him a plus 16 to his dex save, I figured that was going to make him dodge like everything. Not a big deal. But when he rolls a 1,
Sometimes life comes at us fast, and you just don't know what's
like
going to
a bucket
happen.
of slime.
Yeah. So I'm going to distance vomit a whole bunch of corrosive slime onto Garl. I did roll, and nice, 69 points of damage. Garl is going to take a -1 penalty to AC, a -1 penalty to any weapons if he is wearing metal armor, metal weapons. Okay. And I don't know if you want to rule it this way, but I did just cover an invisible creature in slime. Maybe he's kind of visible now?
I will say until his turn, attacks against him don't have the disadvantage if you know where he is, which you should know where he is now.
That's what I got.
Okay.
And I do not regenerate because I took radiant damage from fucking Paylor, and that negates my
You're
regeneration.
welcome. Okay, cool. That is going to bring us to the Planetar. Who doesn't know who you were talking to either, Shaktari, and you seem, well, you're the less gross threat, so coming at you. Let's see. Should have had that pulled up.
Is the Planetar immune to poison?
No, I will tell you that in just a second.
Sure.
Sorry, I accidentally closed my tab that had it open in. There he is. What's up, big guy? Planetars are not immune to poison. Fun. Let's see. It's going to attack with his great sword.
It will also need to make a DC 21 con save or be poisoned.
He's not attacking you, Juiblex. He's attacking
But it's-
Shaktari.
Shaktari is within 10 feet. It is within 10 feet of Juiblex.
Gross. Absolutely disgusting. Cool. Okay.
Literally, the ability is called foul. It is, in fact, yes, gross and disgusting.
That's fair. So, Shaktari, that's 2 23s versus your AC.
Meets it beats.
Nice. You are about to take some damage.
Unless it's poisoned, in which case it would do the attacks at disadvantage.
Does that happen first, or bring me the ability?
Any creature other than an ooze that starts its turn within 10 feet of Juiblex must succeed on a DC 21 Constitution saving throw or be poisoned until the start of the creature's next turn.
I was under the impression that this was like a reaction ability. Okay, never mind.
No, it's
Roll
just
that
like
first.
he's so gross that he's a nasty boy.
25 con save.
That does succeed. Yeah.
So okay, so we're back to dealing damage. So you take, let's see, 8, 15, 61, 29, 36 slashing damage, and 44 radiant damage.
36 and 44?
Yep.
Okay.
8. Okay.
And I'm assuming that's magical.
Oh yeah. Planetars are very, very magic creatures. And then that's going to be the end of the Planetar's turn. So that is going to bring us to Graz'zt.
Graz'zt locks eyes, or at least tries to lock eyes with Coralon. Still
Okay.
waiting for that answer, still upset by the silence, completely incapable of letting it go. And we see like a wreath of mirror-like structures kind of appear and flutter around their body, and then in a flash, they'll disappear from their current space and teleport to being directly in front of Coralon. And Graz'zt appears in this beautiful flash of shimmering mirrors, but also there's this grotesquerie that you can see in their reflections. And Graz'zt leans real close up to Coralon, almost close enough so that they can taste each other's breath, and will say so softly, "And at least you could have said no, and I would have kept following after Cord for obvious reasons, but silence? Oh, Coralon, you don't have to be shy around me." End of turn.
Oh, you're not even like casting a spell. Okay, you're just guilt tripping Coralon. Awesome. You know what? Roll persuasion for that guilt trip.
Cast Gator.
I would love to. I get a 31.
God.
Coralon, don't run from your feelings.
Coralon gets deeply uncomfortable. As
I
it's
like
now
it when you blush.
as it's now Paylor's turn.
Push yourself, you know it to be true.
Paylor points his staff out, and spears of light form, and he is shooting them at Shaktari, at Glasya, at Graz'zt, and at Zariel. Shaktari, that's a nat 1. Glasya, that's a 21 versus your AC.
That hits.
Nice.
Just hits.
Zariel, that's a 23 versus your AC.
That hits.
Nice. And Graz'zt, that is a 21 versus your AC.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, you all take 25 points of piercing damage, and then... Oh, gross.
This is magical piercing, yeah?
Yep. Unless we're just gonna go with everything's magical unless I say otherwise, because they're all gods and it's weird. 48 points of radiant damage. Okay. And that is going to bring us around to Cord's turn. However, before Cord goes, pretty much all of you, because it's not trying to be particularly stealthy, but out from these tall, pale grasses emerges a still in its own right terrifying, but much smaller version of Shaktari, as a Merilith appears. Someone donated for a minion, for one of our birthday peeps. Okay,
Shaktari, it's not bring your kid to work day.
You're just
My
jealous.
god, another one. They just keep popping out. What the fuck?
Now it's going to be Cord's turn. Cord is attacking Glasya again, only this time he reels back and he does his spin as that has recharged. 18 versus your AC. Glasya.
Oh, yeah. That does not hit.
21, right?
That just hits, yeah.
Okay, so then the 23 hits, that's 2. So the 27 hits, that's 3. So the 30 hits, that's 4. Let's see, I'm just going to start taking averages. So 12, 24 times 4 is a lot. That's 48. That's 96 plus... It's got 136 points of slashing damage. And I need...
Jesus.
Yeah, got a battle. When he rolls well, he's not too shabby. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. Resistance is half. What's immunity?
Takes none. This is
Okay.
magical.
It's okay. Okay, I see what it's saying.
Right.
I thought I was reading that right. Okay. Say that again, please.
I believe I said 124 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Okay, taken.
Cool. And then I need you to make a strength saving throw.
26.
Oh, nice. Nice. This whirlwind of axes is flashing and cutting and chopping as it's flying by you. And the final hit, he actually doesn't hit you with the axe. He hits you just with his fist holding the shaft. And it comes into you and you take the hit and you're taking the damage, but it doesn't move you. Cord looks a little impressed. Much to Graz'zt's jealous dismay. That's going to bring us to Zariel.
I'd like to use one of my legendary actions to hit Coralon.
We are on your plane. Yep, go for it.
That is a 31.
Sure. Sure. What is this attack?
It's just a slashing attack with one of my many, many weapons. So 21 points of damage and a DC 22 con saving throw.
Oof. Gonna make that saving throw.
Does or doesn't?
Does.
Okay. He only takes 10 points of poison damage.
So 43. Okay, cool. All right. Coralon's starting to look rough again. That is going to bring us to Zariel.
Yes. I'm going to cast Dispel Evil and Good on myself.
Okay.
So you just see this like kind of dark gray smoke just kind of billow out and just gently like hover over her. And then I'm going to fly like so that I'm about 10 feet away from the planetar.
Sure.
And just say, you're about to have to deal with me.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Dope. 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 That brings us to the layer count.
So, among all these grasses of overgrowth, a green mist comes up from it and, gets into everyone's lungs, and everyone needs to take 2d10 poison damage. And as you take the poison damage, I inhale the smoke and I heal a little bit. So, if anyone wants to just put in our group chat how much damage you take, I'll add it up myself.
Does that ignore immunities?
It does. My poison ignores immunity, so I'm assuming that applies to the lair.
Yeah.
How high up off the ground does the mist come?
It fills the layer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's
2d10.
There's no horizontal range to it either.
Yeah, no, it's just
Yep.
the entire layer.
2d10, is that what you said?
Yeah, it's not a ton.
No, it's not a lot, but it can add up.
Yeah, from 8, 9, 10. Are you doing it to your own Marilith too?
They understand.
11 creatures. You want to roll it for the various beings?
Oh, for the
For all the NPCs, just roll once.
how many?
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 NPCs, so
Yeah.
12 D10, and I'll do that myself. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Jeez. You're essentially at full health.
Well, we'll see. I only get half back, but it's fine.
Well, it's not 12d10 total, it's 2d10 to each of them.
Yeah, but they add up.
Sure, I need to know how much damage each of them are taking, though.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Do you just want one roll for all of them?
Sure, that will probably be easiest.
That's 10.
Okay, cool.
10 each.
Awesome. All right. Your Marilith is going to go over and attack the Planetar as you ordered. I'm not going to roll super well. It is going to make its multi-attack. Oh, it's making... Jeez. Okay. Nope. No, because it gets 7 attacks on its multi-attack. Taken after Mama. Wait, it gets 2 hits. It's gonna deal 26 damage. Planetar's a little annoyed, but it's fine otherwise. Okay, that's going to bring us to Zuggtmoy.
All right, can I get line of sight on the Planetar?
Yeah, totally.
Then, and is it within 60 feet of me?
Yes.
All right. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a step back, plant or back foot like firmly on the ground, dig my heel in, point a finger gun at the Planetar, and pop a ray of sickness at it.
Ooh, okay, sure. What does it roll?
That's a 22 Constitution save. A failed save, it takes 2d8 damage, but it's poisoned until the end of my next turn.
It rolled a 21.
Ah, bitch. The damage is not important, but it takes. Where's my d8? There. 8 poison damage, and it is poisoned.
Okay, dope. Gross, that's gonna be annoying. Anything else?
No, that's about it.
Okay, that's going.
This creature is poisoned?
Yes, no, it is.
At the end
Planetary.
of the turn, any creature with the poison condition within 100 feet must make a DC 20 con saving throw or take damage from my poison venom.
Jeez. I got a 23.
Okay. Takes half.
Planetar's got a pretty good,
Hey, doesn't hurt. I gotta use my legendary actions.
fair.
I can't do math, sorry. 15 damage, which is already
Sure.
halved.
Sure. Okay. All right, dope. That's going to bring us to Glasya.
So she is going to teleport as far away as possible from this guy, because this is not what we came here to do. We're not picking on me because I'm telling the truth, okay? And then she is going to cast a spell of Finger of Death at Paylor. She's just like, so if you would please, con saving throw.
Okay. That's a 24?
It's got to be to 26.
Wow, okay.
So that's 66 damage.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure it doesn't kill him, and he's not a human, so the rest doesn't matter.
Nope.
Yeah, she is like, oh wait, how close did she have to be? She is 60 feet away from everyone. Like,
I would like to point out for
none
reasons
of
that
this.
spell says humanoid and not human. Just
does it?
just in case.
Oh,
becomes
it does.
relevant.
Oh
That may
my
or
god,
may
I'm
not
gonna
Kill
kill him.
Paylor.
Kill Paylor, make him a zombie. I'm here for it.
Jeez, that would. I don't even want to know what a god zombie is like.
A zombie.
I'll allow it. Okay, so end of Glasya's turn. That's going to be Juiblex and your name.
Shaktari.
Shaktari, thank you.
I would like to say we do have another plane shift with a donor comment saying, let's give the mushroom and the ooze have some fun.
Okay.
So a request on the plane shift, y'all.
Okay, that's fine. I'm here for the request. So suddenly the floor seems to give way as you all drop 221 stories down into Zuggtmoy. Juiblex, describe your shared flat.
I think
Go.
Shadakla is lovely. Endless pools of slime, endless fields of shit-eating fungus. It rains filth periodically, which is just absolutely lovely. Bubbling pools of acid. The sky is the perfect color of rancid brown. It's home.
So
We are
gross.
either on, or we can perpetually see off in the distance this three towering, impossibly enormous, fetid-looking yellow mushrooms, which would be my home.
All right. You all have possibly been invited to this place several times, and you've always, maybe courteously, maybe not, declined the offer. And now you find yourself here, vaguely unwanted. So that means that Juiblex and Zuggtmoy, you have your legendary actions now, and on the layer count, you both can do something. So, but it is Juiblex and Shaktari's turn.
I had a 6 on my recharge for weaving weapons. And Coralon is looking worse for wear?
Yeah.
I would like to do that, please. 8 times.
Yeah. Oh god.
Oh, I don't think a
Alright.
14 does it. A 15 I don't think does it. 26?
Nope. Yes.
30?
Can I give Mayor my
Yes.
advantages?
No.
Well,
I
I got
Mayor my
a
advantages.
I got a 30, but that one's a crit.
It's for charity.
Jeez.
A 12 does not do it. How many is
Nope.
this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 26
Yep.
and an 11. I don't think that does it. So
No,
I got
3 hits and 1 crit.
3 hits and a crit. So
So I'm gonna roll saves intentionally this time. So 1 against the not crit. Is it 22?
22. Yep.
Okay. 1 against the not crit is a 34.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
1 against the crit is a 32.
Okay, they all pass, but 96 slashing, piercing, whatever.
Jeez.
And he still takes 12d10 half poison damage,
Okay.
which
Okay.
is going to be 35, which is already halved.
Okay. Coralon's starting to look a little rough. Not gonna lie. Little beat up. The heavy breathing is much harder than it's been. Not a great time for him. As we're at the end of Shaktari, Juiblex.
I also roll a 6 on my eject slime. So I think it's about time that I slimed Coralon. Yet to be slimed.
We've all thought about
so DC 21 dexterity saving throw.
it. Oh, that one.
Go. You have failed all 3 of these. You've rolled a 1 on all of these.
Are you
Are
complaining?
you okay? No, I'm just worried about you, buddy.
Sometimes I do great, sometimes I don't. It's the way the dice work.
82 points of damage.
Jeez.
Yeah, that was 4 10s, 2 9s, an 8, 7, 3, and a 6. So, and then.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say if Corlan has metal armor and weapons, -1 to both.
Sure. I'm sure that will matter to someone. It's not going to matter to Coralon, son. Why don't you put some flavor on this?
So, I'm pretty close to Coralon still, I believe. So this is less of an ejecting slime and more of like a digestion process. This is Juiblex just essentially like launching themselves onto Coralon, very gelatinous cube-like, and then just dissolving the god of elves.
Kind of starfish style, really.
Yeah, very much. I mean, it's like a Jello mold more than anything else.
Sure. Graz'zt, note that this happens right in front of your face, since you were whispering in Coralon's ear not too long ago.
I would like to, off to the sidelines, be muttering under my breath, "Oh, this is just like you. You find the only thing in the world more detestable than yourself, and you eat it."
Jeez.
I mean, thank you. That's the nicest thing you've literally ever said to me. Sorry, Graz'zt.
And the god of elves is no more.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Cool. I really laid into him those last few turns. That's gonna make it Graz'zt's turn.
Well, he should have told me how he felt before it was too late. And then Graz'zt turns their eyes. How far away is Paylor?
Paylor's actually pretty far off. He's about 60 feet away, kind of floating.
Graz'zt will once again, their body will be wreathed in mirrors. They will shatter apart, and then Graz'zt will disappear and then reappear right before Paylor, once again close enough for them to share the same breath. What about you? Anything you want to tell me before it's too late?
Is that all? Is that your turn?
Yes. Graz'zt is really good at talking and lying, not so good at fighting.
Fair.
Hitler has like that daddy energy.
Oh, yeah.
I have
According to him,
children
though.
older than you.
That's not a problem for me.
And now it's the Planetar's turn, who is feeling bad because he kind of screwed up his job.
Con saving throw, because it has.
He's already poisoned.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I got him.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's right.
So he does attack the Merilith twice, hitting both times. So he's gonna go ahead and roll that damage. I'll let us keep going. That's going to bring us to Paylor. Paylor, seeing his, not always friend, but companion of several millennia, be dissolved to nothing, lets out a sad wail. This isn't an angry deity. This is mournful. And as he does, as each tear falls to the ground, each one starts to shine like their own individual sun, and then eventually they rise up behind him and a constellation is formed. I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw, and Graz'zt, since you're so dang close, it's at disadvantage.
Is this a magical effect?
It is.
30.
I'd like to use a legendary resistance to succeed.
Yeah,
Fair.
it's the same.
Fair.
31.
Okay.
29.
Okay.
28.
Okay. You all managed to pass the DC 28 Wisdom test. You are, however, going to take just a few points of radiant damage. I'm just going to take averages. So everybody takes 75 points of radiant damage. That is halved. And now we're back to Cord's turn, who is going to continue attacking Glasya, since that's the only person he can see in here.
I'm like 60 feet away from the dude. Like, he's got to run up to me if he's going to do it, and I don't know what his distance is. Is it 60 feet?
He has a movement speed of 80 feet.
Oh.
Yeah, he
Whoa.
quick. Got him, athletics.
Is Zuggtmoy's stuff still down?
No, that was on
in
the
the
other...
first layer.
That was on the
The
first
other
layer.
plane.
We're now on the 222nd layer.
Oh.
So, first attack is going to be a 19, which does not hit you. Second is a 23, and the third is a 31. So you're going to take 4d8 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Okay, that's the end of Cord's turn. And that
I
brings
wanna
us
use
to
a legendary action.
Okay.
I'll do
Sure.
an acid splash. At 17th level, so it's just 46.
Sure.
Deal. Choose clip this. Okay. 11, 15, 20. Acid damage to Cord.
Okay, cool. Cord's starting to look pretty rough. Okay, so now we're at Zariel's turn.
Yes. So I am right by the planetar as per my previous turn.
Sure.
So I will look at them and just say, "You don't belong here, and you honestly have no business in this fight." And I'm going to use my Dispel Evil and Good to cast Dismissal. So I'm gonna make a melee attack. Melee spell attack.
Yeah.
So is that just what plus my charisma? Yes. Okay. It's a natural 20. So that's a 30 to hit.
That hits. What happens to the planetar?
On a hit, you attempt to drive the creature back to its home plane, must succeed on a charisma save or be sent back to its home plane.
Okay, it does have magic resistance, so it is going to be able to make this an advantage. What's the DC?
The DC is 26. Can I use one of my advantages to give it a straight roll?
Sure, I've been allowing that.
I will do that.
$21.
I...
The mushrooms seem to grow up around it and grab it and pull it down into the ground. It's no longer there. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes, I will whirl around with my longsword and just face Paylor and say, "You don't need little underlings helping you, now do you?"
I mean,
And that's my turn.
Layer time.
Alex, please. Fungal's first.
So I could do something mechanically efficacious, but I'm not going to do that. I'm instead
Do it. Fucking do it.
I'm instead going
It's
to.
11:45. Do it.
I want to be dramatic, and that's what I'm going to do.
Fair.
So what I'm going to do is, on my turn, I can cause up to 4 gas spores of violet fungi to appear. I'm going to request that I can change that to zombies.
Yep.
Okay, sure. So what I would like to do is reach out a hand over the battlefield and call out these 4 zombies. Coraline is dead, but I would like to imagine that these are all fallen heroes who have come here from before and tried and failed to kill either Juiblex or myself. And the specific zombies I would like to imagine, are wearing like the crests and the heraldry of the gods that we are currently fighting. And I will look up at Paylor and I will say, do you want to know why I hate you so much? Because I am sick and tired of killing children. I have been here this whole time. I'm glad you're here this time. That's my lair action.
You know, it was bright in here, but all this shade. Good God. Okay. Sure. We'll say those go on your initiative count. So that'll be fun. And it's your initiative count. So, what would you like to do?
Doesn't Derek get a lair action?
Oh, I'm sorry. Juiblex.
No, you're all good. Yeah, I'm just gonna slime a square area that's 10 feet on side. It's the only layer action I have. But I'm
Sure.
gonna slime the area where Garl Glittergold is and just go, yeah, and fuck you, Garl. And he's stuck there. He has to do a DC 21 strength saving throw or become restrained. And if anyone wants to set that area on fire.
GC failed.
So yeah, he's restrained there until he breaks free. Blah blah blah. Can use its action to try and break free at DC 21 strength save, and then yeah, that's all it does unless again fire is done to it.
Hey.
Yeah, Mayor, that is like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, right there. Yeah.
Derek hates Garl.
That's okay.
Voodoo.
So now it's Zuggtmoy's turn.
How close is Cord?
We're gonna say 50 feet.
Ah, bitch. Fine. I will dash and take my zombies with me,
Okay.
and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Garl's turn. Breaks out of the slime with a very surprising nat 20. He's going to come and he targets Juiblex, Shaktari, Zuggtmoy. How many people can he target? Oh, he can target all of you. Cool. All of you make wisdom saving throws.
Is this a spell?
This is a spell.
Counter spell.
Okay, please roll.
Okay. I'm assuming this is at the base level because it's at.
Yeah, they cast it at base level.
Okay. And I cast via wisdom, so it's just gonna be my wisdom modifier.
Yeah,
I think.
which should be pretty high.
I'm gonna use an advantage.
Okay.
Oh, that's worse. I don't think it's gonna make it. It's only like a 8 plus 8. So that's a 16. DC is 10 equal spell level.
It's a 7th level spell.
Damn it.
Sorry.
It's okay. It happens.
So now the rest of you make wisdom saving throws.
28.
8?
28.
Oh, gee. Okay,
28.
cool. 28.
I'm using another
Yeah,
advantage.
I got a plus 12.
31.
Okay,
26.
okay.
23.
Also 28.
23.
Graz'zt and Glasya.
I'm going to use a legendary resistance.
Cool.
And I will
Okay.
use my last one as well.
Okay.
Smart.
I'm sorry, I
vision
didn't mean to pull
tries-
story, bro.
Oh, you're fine. That's fine. A vision tries to overtake all of your eyes, but doesn't seem to take hold. All right. That's the end of his turn. That's going to bring us to Glasya.
Can I do a quick legendary action?
Of course.
On Cord, I'm gonna punch.
Okay.
I'm gonna punch. Yeah. Is Cord within melee range of Glasya?
Yes.
Am I technically flanking? Is that a thing?
Sure. Roll with advantage.
Alright. Oh, that's a 4. That's not great. Oh, that's a 15 plus 13, 28 total.
That's going to hit.
All right, so that is 15 plus 9. 15 magical bludgeoning damage, 9 poison damage. As I just come up from behind him and absolutely slam.
As he gets knocked forward a bit. Glasya, it's your turn.
Okay, so first I want to check and see if I can recharge that whisper. I do not. So in that case, she is going to cast Contagion on Paylor. Oh no.
What's the range on Contagion?
Oh shoot, you're right. Confusion.
Guessing on Cord.
Yeah, sure. We'll cast it on Cord. Since
Okay,
he's
what does he
deciding to
roll?
be up all on my grill. Con save.
21?
26.
Oh, jeez. Really didn't think Cord would lose a con save. Well, when you roll a 3.
Melee spell kit. Okay, I apologize. I should have gone to attack him. Because, I guess I do a melee spell attack and then he does a con save.
Contagion, and then he just, we'll keep the con save, so we say he fails.
Yeah.
But let's see if you hit first.
I'm going to use one of my advantages. Because I rolled a 2.
Okay.
So, let's try that again. I rolled another 2. I guess not.
Ugh, it was not fated to be.
And she's going to teleport 120 feet away. Fuck you, my guy. Oh, I'm sorry. Fuck you, my guy.
Okay, so that's going to end Glasya's turn. It's now back to Juiblex and Shaktari.
Who's within 50 feet of me? Who can I get up to now that Coralon has been consumed?
I said that Paylor was 60 feet away from y'all, and that Cord was 50 feet away.
What about Garl?
Garl moved and is invisible again, so it's hard to tell, but you have true sight. Right. Garl is moving towards Paylor. Seems to be trying to escape because you can true sight him, so you can tell he's a little frantic. Maybe not meant for fighting. So he's like 40 feet away, but moving at like a parallel.
Well, I'd like to go up as close as I can to Paylor, and then just with my long ass arms, just slash at him because he's still within range.
Sure.
Adds a 34, 33. I don't think that hits. That is a 19, and then 31.
3 of those hit.
Yeah. So he takes 72 points of slashing and 3 con saves.
I'm gonna roll the con saves. Throw some flavor on that.
Ooh. I think what happens is I just completely skewer him, and he just stays leaning on my blades as his blood drips down all of my arms as he bleeds out.
Cord, god of battle, falls to his knees, lifeless. Juiblex?
Shaktari, are you going to eat that?
Help yourself.
Later.
Help yourself.
Yeah, later. Again, fuck Garl, glitter gold. This is my one chance to murder the worst of the gods. It's 40 feet away. I got 30 feet of movement. I got 10 feet to attack. I'm going for Garl. I'm going to do 3 acid lash attacks. That is what is that? That's an 18 plus. So that's a 32, a 27, and a 30.
All of them hit.
Okay. And that's going to be, let's see, 12d6.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is 41 plus 21, so 62 points of damage.
Garl is looking rough.
Cool. So then, since it's the end of my turn, I'm going to use a legendary action for Corrupting Touch. I'm going to do one more attack. It's a nat 20. So that is another 4d6 plus 7. Which, again, I'm just going to use this dice roller. Ooh, okay. So that's 26 plus 7, so 33. And the target is slimed, and the target is now poisoned. And any creature within 10 feet of Garl is also poisoned.
No, unfortunately, there's no one within 10 feet of Garl.
Should he
Garl
move them? Should he be
is
running to daddy?
barely clinging on.
Okay.
That's going to bring us to Graz'zt.
Graz'zt's been looking at Palor with unwavering yellow eyes. You're running out of time to tell us how you feel. Come on, use your words before you breathe your last. And Graz'zt's going to try and hit him with 2 waves of sorrow, so that blade tries to eat a bite out of the side of Palor.
Sure, roll the attacks.
26.
Hits.
27.
Hits.
So that'll do 40 points of slashing damage and 28 points of acid.
Some solid damage. Okay. Yeah, is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Palor does seem to be taken over with some sorrow as he watches again another one of his longtime allies fall. In what was supposed to be a coordinated, calculated attack, something went wrong. Something was against them. The fiends are winning. In a last-ditch effort, Palor begins to cast Plane Shift. As you slash into him, he loses control of the spell. And you all begin rapidly flashing through every plane of existence at the same time as he's fighting his magic to try to gain hold of it once again. Everyone can make a layer action of their choice against either Garl or Palor or both if you can. So, we'll go in order. Zariel, we're in a first layer of Avernus. What are you doing?
Yeah, he gets hit with a ball of fire.
Okay.
So, dex save for him and anyone in his immediate vicinity, which would include me, but that's fine.
Can I actually make an addendum to that? Since this is all kind of happening at the same time?
Sure.
Can I slime that area?
Yeah, feel free to combo this as much as y'all want.
Yeah.
Sure, slime the area.
So, dex at disadvantage and an additional 4d10 to whatever damage that would be.
Additional what?
4d10.
18 dex, so he fails.
Fails, so that's, let's see.
Well, 17 and a 3.
5, 6, 7, and 4d10?
Mm-hmm.
I like to think this is all that this is happening. My lair action is that more poison, because that's always sweet.
It's 47 points of damage.
Okay, cool. Roll that 2d10 then, Mare. Zuggtmoy, what's your layer action happening?
Oh, I really hope at least one of them lives through this. I would like to use my mind control spores. DC 22 save versus being charmed by me, and I can control their action on a legendary action. And it's a 20-foot radius, so 40 foot in length. Does that capture both of them?
Sure. Palor succeeds.
Ah, bitch.
Garl fails.
Ah, got it.
Okay. Glasya, what's your layer action?
The only one that really Glasya makes an attack with her scourge on, let's say, Palor.
Sure. You can teleport to Palor and do this.
Yeah. Does a 17 hit?
It doesn't. Does anyone have any advantages left?
I will give mine.
2.
Yes.
I have one advantage left, so I might as well.
Let's say, yeah, we're wrapping through, I believe, so might as well.
27.
Oh yeah, that's 9 over, so 5d8.
5d8. 38.
Okay, Graz'zt. What happens as we pass through your plane of the abyss?
I need my 3 planes, thank you very much.
Oh, I'm
And-
sorry. We take a
So that
tour.
means like 3 legendary actions, right?
Exactly. I need a wisdom saving throw from Palor. DC 23.
That one.
Yes.
And once again, still like eye to eye with Palor, Gross will whisper, use your final moments to do something worthwhile. Grovel. And so on Palor's next turn, he'll fall prone and end his turn.
Okay.
And I fold a reaction into this, or not? A legendary
Yes.
reaction, since it's technically the end of someone else's turn.
Sure.
Okay, I would like to use my Exert Will. One creature charmed by Zuggtmoy that she can see must use its reaction to move up to its speed as she directs and make a weapon attack against a target she desires. So I would like to make Carl Glitter Gold run up to this prone-ass Palor and attack.
Carl
Will
Glitter
not do an
Gold.
attack of opportunity.
Coup de grace Palor.
Hell yeah.
With a shillelagh. 'Cause that's his weapon. Holy shit.
Yes. Please, yes.
You know, since I said that you could pass advantages on to allies, anyone want to give Garl an advantage against Palor?
Oh, absolutely. I'll give them all 3.
I'll allow super advantage, so we'll just roll until we run out of
Super
advantages.
advantage.
First one was a 17. Second one was a 15. Third was a 3. Fourth was a 7. Any others?
I will give mine.
How many do you have?
I have 2 left.
Oh, I think we only need one of them.
Perfect.
There's the nat 20.
Yes.
Carl walks up. And, like, the will you're exerting over him is incredible. But you all still see tears well in his eyes as he brings around the shillelagh, and it begins to shine like gold as it seems like stars in the sky as it passes by and cracks into the side of Palor's head. The carnage is something you're all used to seeing. It's not what Garl's used to seeing. Do you keep him under your control right now?
Oh, I was just about to say, I would like to surrender my control of him so he gets to fully bear the weight of his emotions right before Juiblex consumes him whole.
And in horror, he drops the shillelagh and weeps as the brightest star in the sky fades from light.
It's okay, Garl. It'll all be over very soon.
Jeez.
Zuggy, you and I can share this one. I'll just eat the top half and you can turn the bottom one into mushrooms.
We'll see if he has any use.
Peace offering.
And in true horror fashion, Garl Glittergold is no more. The balance between the gods and the fiends has always been tenuous at best, with individual deaths causing shifts amongst the planes and layers to be lost and absorbed. Never before has anything like this happened. It's a new day, and the fiends might win. That's what we're calling this game.
You know, that party is much more fun than I thought it was going to be.
But, like, do we have to go back to the party, or can we just be like, yeah, we were there, bye?
Oh, hell no, I'm going home.
Yeah, we made it our plans.
Nice.
You're all
So,
welcome. Shaktari. If you, I mean, we have snacks. We have mushrooms.
like,
Yeah.
I need a ride. Do you have, like, goober or something here?
Oh,
Oh my god. Well, everyone, thank you so much for playing. This was ridiculous.
You have no one
We
to
just have
blame but
plane lift.
yourself.
The number of plane shifts we got sounds like we raised some good money for some good causes.
Yeah. The final total was between the two charities is $2,230.
That's awesome. Thanks everybody who donated. This whole day I've been able to tune in and out as I've been at work, but this whole day has just been ridiculous and super fun. And that's great, and I definitely want to highlight that. And Mayor and Alex, I'm sure y'all talk about that a little bit more. But happy birthday, you two.
Thank you.
Thank you for putting this on. Thank you for being great players. Y'all are wonderful. This was a ton of fun. I think all the players and GMs today would probably agree. This has been a lot of fun. So, hey, I'm Goat. You can find me on the internet at Swain Goat, Twitter and whatnot, where I do silly things and make homebrew that everyone asked for, but nobody wanted. You can find me here occasionally doing weird things like this, but normally you can find me over on the O4H channel starting on March 27th. I'm going to be in a little part-time gods campaign. Super fun. Got a great cast and fun modern story. And then another thing that's been yet to announce, you can also catch me on Saturday nights as a guest for another session or so on Numenera, also on March 27th. Probably the last time. Favorite part was just, God. Yes, the whole thing. That was ridiculous. I wasn't entirely sure if y'all would actually be able to kill them all. And you did.
Don't underestimate us and our hatred for these gods.
Anyway, that's me. Derek, go.
Hi, I'm Derek Sword. If you want to find my projects anywhere, the best place is Twitter at dsword16. Some of the projects include, on Friday evenings, you can find me on Graham Cracker's channel for Goldshine Investigation Agency, where I play a hug bear named Graz'zt. I'm also going to be on Graham's channel starting every other Tuesday here in a couple of weeks for Shards of Anarian, where I'm going to play a Knoll. Can you tell I like monsters? Speaking of, I'm also the co-host of the podcast Monster Crush. If you enjoy smooching monsters and think that Mothman would be good on a date or Bigfoot deserves to be taken to dinner, check that out wherever podcasts are found. Also, I am very excited. I had my first session of a new campaign that I started on Eva Sarit's channel last Saturday. It's a short-term campaign. So every Saturday, you can find me on Eva Sarit's channel for an oceanic campaign called Horizon's Call, set in the homebrew world of Damaris. I'm sure there's other stuff. Oh, I'm going to be next Saturday, I believe, I'm on Lady Dame's channel for another charity stream, which is a Farscape game using D&D rules. So if you enjoyed that lovely piece of mid-2000s sci-fi, check that out. Thank you, LD, for the Mothman ass. Yes. Thank you, Mayor, for putting this on. Thank you for the amazing stuff that you did, for choosing this day to celebrate something greater than all of us. It's incredible. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Alex. You absolute birthday thief, you. And my favorite part was absolutely consuming 2 different deities who I have a personal disdain for. And I will pass it on to whoever is...
Popcorn it.
Hey, Alex, you're the birthday person. Go for it.
I don't like that. Anyway, hello everybody. My name is Alex. You can find me on Twitter at AxolotlCure. When I'm not pretended to be the Demon Queen and Fog Guy, you can find me playing an Eladrin Sadness Paladin on Open for Adventure, Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. You can also find me running a game of Numenera on the same channel, Saturday nights, 8:30 Eastern Time. And on that same channel, I'm scheming for something to run over the summer. Yeah. Well, let's see. I'm pretty sure, yep, that's all I have going on right now as school is consuming my life. And let's see, favorite part of the session were the 2 or 3 rounds that Graz'zt took up just for seduction. That was solid. That was good. It was unexpected the first time, and then it was like a solid follow through the second time. I loved it.
Popcorn at Alex.
Fucking muted. Gonah.
Hi, I'm Gonah. I am the first Gonah on Twitch. I'm Gonah_Hawking on Twitter. On Twitch, I tend to play either League of Legends Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Scary Games on Saturday. However, Saturdays I also do Invisible Sun here on this channel, where I get to be Carousel, and I get to have fun little heists and do totally legal stuff.
And seduce a giant moth.
So all you monster lovers out there, we're gonna seduce a giant moth. Yeah, that's most of my life. Yeah, gonna popcorn up to Caitlin.
Hello, I am Caitlin, aka A Theaterphile. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at a Theaterphile. If you like vintage gaming, that is what my Twitch channel is about. We only play games that are at least 10 years old or older. Right now we're playing through Kingdom Hearts on Wednesday nights and Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door on Sunday afternoons. Starting next month, we're going to move into Kingdom Hearts 2 and Pokemon Snap for the N64. And after that's going to be Super Mario RPG on the Super Nintendo is what we have coming up. I am also on Secrets Beyond the Suns here on this channel on Saturdays. I play Alondra, who likes to punch things with her feelings, literally. And yeah, that is where I live on the internet.
I was definitely like, wait, Kingdom Hearts isn't. Oh.
It is.
I am not responsible for any realizations of how old we all are that may be brought on by my channel.
Just took some psychic damage there.
Doesn't help that it's an ongoing series.
Sarah?
Oh, and yeah, popcorn to Sarah, sorry.
I'm Sarah L. Kinney. You can find me on Twitter at that and around the internet. I play in a bunch of games, and I also love to make stuff like this for just general cosplay and because it's fun to make things with your hands. Otherwise, I talk a lot about TTRPGs, and I'm trying to become a better digital artist. I also have a podcast called Little Realm. So if a dead acolyte, her puzzle box, and a city festering with secrets, as well as the 4 hero investigators trying to get to the bottom of it all sounds interesting, give us a listen starting at our session 0. Otherwise, just thank you all so much. Playing with everyone was wonderful. Happy birthday. And I think my favorite moment is perhaps the coup de grace at the end. Was just like such a beautiful way to end it. So thank you for that as well.
Oh,
And
I forgot. My favorite moment was anytime Zuggtmoy and Juiblex were the odd couple.
I also forgot. I just really liked making Cord do the WAP dance. Like that's check that off my bucket list.
Hi, that leaves me. I'm Mare. You can find me on Twitter at Archmage of Dice. This is my channel, and I run a bunch of TTRPGs, one-shots, and I'm also the GM for the Invisible Sun game Secrets Beyond the Suns here on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That same day on Saturdays on Open for Adventure, I play Lichtenbrattlesby in Numenera Remnant at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We come back for both of those games on the 27th. We're taking a break off. And then I also stream Golden Sun on Sundays and do whatever the fuck I want on Mondays because I can do what I want. I don't remember the date off the top of my head, but I am running a Witches and Spellcraft one-shot in the beginning of April. Favorite part? Yes, but also whenever Gonah opened her mouth as Glasya.
I'm like, sorry, I'm just really good at it.
So once again, everybody, thank you so much for stopping by and helping raising money for these two awesome causes. We are going to actually go raid Persephoros since it's the end of the charity stream. So everybody go say hi to her, give the s'mores emotes in chat if you're subscribed, and we will see you. Thank you so much. Bye.